our front office insider, Bobby Marks, into this conversation. Bobby, Kyrie agreed to a new contract last night, according to our Shams Charania, giving them some flexibility. What are they going to do with it?
Well, they're going to need to find a temporary replacement for Kyrie.
Well, it's not live. There we go.
And as you said, Malika, this is a win-now team. When you look at this Dallas Mavericks roster, this is Kyrie Irving, certainly Klay Thompson, Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively. But this is the roster after Dallas is going to go out when free agency starts, and they're going to go out and get a starting level point guard. They have the $5.7 million tax to serve as a temporary until Kyrie Irving gets back from that injury.
Bobby, thank you so much for that.
The day
insight.
is finally here,
Dallas,
fellas,
we'll continue to have it covered here on ESPN,
ladies and
but also on
gents.
ABC. So let's check in with our colleagues, Kevin Nagandi, Stephen A.
Thank you so much.
NBA draft, and we're finally in it for real this time.
To get to the podium here tonight,
the first time since I don't know what 20 freaking 22. Gabe, since we drafted Sticks, we're back in it. Feels so good to be in it. How's everybody doing in the chat? Gabe's not doing his job. I'll do it for him. He did what's good. Brian was good. Chris Hall, Michael was good. Book was good. And Joker, Blop Blop, MVC was good. Shane was good. Devin, my guy, was good. Ivan in the house was good. Jen, what's up? Draft night, fellas. Draft night, fellas. As you can tell, I'm hyped. I'm hyped, okay? No more being down on ourselves. No more. We're not going to make the playoffs because we have high expectations. No more. We're all bums again. And we get to enjoy the draft. That's right.
But I can tell you, it makes it harder to draft a guy like that.
How's everybody feeling? Who do you hope that we draft? You suck at drafting. Fingers crossed we get Brian or the Malachi. Look, we no longer have James Jones in the chat. Okay, we no longer have James Jones as GM. Okay, we have Brian Gregory, our Lord and Savior, Brian Gregory, to lead the way. You know what I'm saying? He can do no wrong, okay? Did you see that amazing trade he pulled off? That's my foot in my mouth because it was. I feel like we got fleeced, but also I do like what we got, so I can't be like it was the worst trade in the world. But I feel like we could have got more. But Book, really looking forward to Bryant. If Bryant makes it there, bro, I have the suspicion that Bryant's not going to be there at 10. I have a suspicion that some team, a la, I don't know, the Spurs or something like that. The Spurs aren't going to do it because they're number 2. But you get what I'm saying? Like a team like that, they'll take them because that athleticism and ability is way too enticing. And if I was a team, I'd definitely be getting Bryant. But if he drops to 10, yeah, that's who I want. That's who I want. In this order, Bryant, Malawak, Yakachonis, right? That's kind of how I want to go. I'm also excited to see if we move up. Gabe, who is worried about his dogs going art in the microphone. Do you think that we will? Do you think that we will trade up?
It's very possible, man. There's good players in the teens that we could get, so I truly wouldn't hate that, man. I wouldn't hate it. It'd be kind of scary, but we could make it work.
You know what?
It's all about Brian Gregory. It's not about you.
Oh yeah.
This is about your dad, Brian Gregory.
Because the money is so significant, being able to go the college route and then jump to the NBA.
And we're seeing that the proof is in that because there's several pairs of teammates that we could be seeing getting drafted in the first round.
What's up, everybody?
And then of course Rutgers. Our Monica McNutt is with teammates from Rutgers, Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper.
Thank you, Malika. All right, gentlemen, the day has finally arrived. How are we feeling?
Who do you guys want in the chat? Who do you guys want us to draft if you had your choice?
Feel great, excited.
A lot of Bryants in there. I know some of y'all want the big man Malawach.
All right, so we know you guys have a ton of personality and chemistry.
But I
as
think the
friends and
consensus
basketball
is
players.
Carter Bryant, dude.
Ace, I want you to describe and rate Dylan.
Well, you know.
Not Colin Murray Boyles.
Well. A
By
lot of
the
people
way,
want Colin Murray
by the
Boyles.
way, that moment in the podcast. Well,
We both were like,
oh man,
we look like we got caught. He's like, hey, who ran over my dog in the driveway? We're like, listen, something happened. We didn't mean to. Your boy Ace Bailey. What if Ace Bailey falls? Do you know what's going on with Ace Bailey?
no clue.
So he's pulling it. He's supposed to be number 3, but he's pulling He's
You
been
want to go to Philly?
He's been pulling a saying he won't go he won't try out for anyone. He just wants a promise and coming across pretty arrogant and
you know what? Poverty franchises will still draft him.
that could be us, baby. If he falls to 10, I'd take him.
I don't want him if you got that attitude. And I'm sure Brian Gregory and Matt Ishby don't want him. They want a certain demographic of a player, if you know what I'm saying. Man, bro, this is like the first time I've actually genuinely been excited. Like yesterday, I was kind of I take that back. Last year, I was excited to see what we did, and I thought we did pretty well as far as moving down and trading back and all that stuff. But now, this draft, though, I'm super excited.
The NBA at 16 years old here, and I think the beauty of these players is not what they've been on the court.
Oh man, I can fix some Hornets probably. Facts. That's what it is. TV. They want a Michigan player. Shut up, okay? Do not joke about that, Roy. Do not joke. If they take a Michigan State or Michigan player with the 10th overall pick, I will leave and I will quit Suns Valley podcast today. Okay, because I'm not gonna root for a freaking bunch of goobers who just want to have a Michigan and Michigan State circle touch. Okay, I don't want to do that. Ridiculous. Trade 29th pick to get rid of Beal. I think we deal a bunch of seconds before we do that.
Two things. One, we actually have 5 guys tonight because Ryan Nemhart will probably be picked in the 2nd round from Gonzaga. And this particular group was so unselfish and so hardworking.
What's the point of ESPN Plus if I can't watch ESPN? Hey, I feel you on that. But Adam, if you want to, I'm assuming you're probably trying to watch your TV, but if you want to, we are on playback, and if you want to watch it that way through playback, just you can mute our obnoxious butts and watch it that way. We're gonna hold you to that Sundo TV remote. I mean, that's the thing, bro. I don't want to root. Like, if that happens, I legitimately am going to be so furious. I will question the fact that I want to root for this team if that happens. I'm dead serious, and I know it's a possibility because of who's running this franchise. If they take this Danny Wolf guy at 10 and then turn around and get Jace at 29, bro, I will contemplate it.
Burn the franchise down. Absolutely, dude. That would be completely inexcusable. I like Danny Wolf.
I mean, we do too. We don't like him at 10.
I can't even remember, man. I've looked at so many people. I can't even remember where he's slated
I
to
did not like
go.
him at 10. He's slated to go in the early 20s, at least the board that I saw.
Okay, I got the board right here because I'm prepared. Because I'm prepared. All right, here's the best available on screen for ESPN. They've got. Okay, yeah. Wolf is down at 25. You're right. Wolf is down all the way down at 25.
Yeah, I knew he was down there.
Yeah, so you're right. You're right on that. There's one player that everybody's talking about that I haven't looked at. One player. Every other year, there's only one player I have looked at. Okay.
Jace at 18 for them. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that ESPN has Jace Richardson like as the 18th best player in the draft. That means we could possibly get him at 10 because they're gonna be like, "Woo, he's close enough. We'll take him." You know what I mean?
Close
Like,
enough.
you know what I'm saying?
Just reaching 8 spots. Close
You know what I'm
enough.
saying? They might do it, bro. They better not. It better be Carter Bryant. What's Malawatch on that list? I can't see the ESPN. I can only see what you're doing on the stream. I need to pull it up. But where's he at?
He is 7.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
I
Now,
really want him
one
to. But
player
if Bryant's at 12, I'll take it.
One player you and I haven't talked about together at all. I went through this with with Tori. He showed me Noah Esenge from France. He's basically a 7-footer. He's really skinny. Not Chet Holmgren skinny, but he's skinny. Lightning fast, floor runner, and very intriguing. A good-looking shot. Not the worst shot, but a good-looking shot. And he is crafty. He's up there, man. He's like you can see someone reaching. Like, I heard he's got a promise from the Raptors at 9. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Noah Esenge.
From Germany?
France.
That's Germany right here.
Well, those are just the bad guys
I think he
from
played
World
in
War
France.
II line.
He played in France. Doesn't look like the way, but he's from Germany.
Okay. So he's playing in France, though. That's what I mean. Like, if you asked me, where's Malawak from? I'd say he's from Duke, even though he's from the Sudan.
I would say he's from the Sudan because I'm racist and only see color.
See here.
Hey, send me a link to that list because I got the list here, but it's like this big, huge boxes. I need a condensed version.
Just click go to ESPN.
I did that. I'm on the
NBA
ESPN
draft.
Big top 100 prospects.
Yeah, and top available. In that top available, baby. I might pull that down a little bit.
Best available. There we go. All right, cool.
There we go. That's a little bit better.
Yakachonis is the 10th ranked player on this list. And that makes me feel a little bit better about Yakachonis for real.
Yeah, bro. We weren't reaching because he's white.
All right. We could have been.
Bro's got skills.
I really
Bro's
do
got
like him
skills.
Sundo or Gabe, could you read me Dono? We're not looking at Donos. We're looking at Big Boy.
Oh, no. Who is it? Who?
It's Roy. It says,
Roy?
can Vince buy our team and fire Ishbia, please? Vince who? McMahon? You want another sexual scandal?
Ooh, that's not going to work. Yeah, we'll just leave it like this. So, Twitter fits in there better.
Kiwi, just stop. Kiwi, just stop, okay? Stop mentioning the name Jace Richardson in the chat, okay? We don't need that bad juju on us. So please be quiet, okay?
So, did you read Roy? You said Roy had a dono?
I did.
You read it?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Roy. We have a dono from earlier today, bro, that you got called out for, and then you left the chat immediately running with your tail betwixt your legs.
What are you talking about?
Hiding.
What are you talking about?
Panicking.
What are you talking about?
You were scared. What?
Okay. All right.
You were yellow.
What are you talking about?
I said you were terrified.
What?
I said you were worried about Diego. So Diego said earlier, he left us a comment, a chat, VIP.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then he got mad at us at the end of the stream. He goes, "You Sundo, you and Gabe fake as F." And I was like, "What did we do?" And he's like, "Y'all didn't read my dono." I said, "It wasn't really alive, you bozo. It was pre-recorded." And he's like, "Y'all could have said something in chat." I'm like, "Okay, we'll read it tonight." And this was like well after the premiere ended earlier, and I was like, "All right, you know what? Notice how Sundo ran because he didn't want the smoke." But no, I don't even remember what it said. So when he gets in here, we need to ask him. But yeah, what's up?
You can literally just go to the video and pull up the chat.
Let's shout out the people in here, man. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out.
I already shouted them out.
All of them?
I mean, more gotten here since then, so you can keep shouting them out.
All right, so we got Chuckster, Brian AZ, Zambuki, Harriet, Book Productions in the house, Joker. Who's top of the charts? Did you tell everybody about your dub today?
What dub?
Your big dub.
You
won the leaderboard in during the podcast, the chat leaderboard.
Yeah. Big dub.
That was some fugazi stuff.
Impressive.
That was not impressive.
And
it was not impressive.
Again, okay?
It was.
And I'll do it again.
It seemed fixed. Okay.
And I'll do it again too.
Sorry, Joker.
I legit thought you were talking about Fortnite. Me, QP.
You got a dub?
And her friends, we were squadding up before the draft, and we got 3 dubs. Bro.
Damn. Michael McEwen in the house. Baby
and then
boy,
Diego was like
that pissant Metro.
And Diego in that same thing was like, I heard the Sun shit's got Lena Paul. I heard she's whatever. And I told Diego, I was like, hey, bro, haven't watched a P word in years. He's like, you're a liar. I was like,
he's such a rage baiter. He's such a rage baiter, bro.
Now I would be lying if I said that I didn't know who she was, because I definitely know who she is. And Angela White. All right, I'll be honest with y'all. Okay, those are my go-tos in my prime of being
a devil worshiper.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Okay,
but not anymore.
That's right, pissant Metro Lethal. I busted out the Valley jersey because it's back, baby. The Valley jersey's back.
Hey, Metro missed my comment. Did you see my first comment whenever people were saying we're late?
What?
Bismack, what's good, bro? I said they were like, "Why are you guys late?" And I was like, "We're late because I had to go upstairs and make sure I didn't have to treat my kids like Metro and beat them."
Beat it.
Blop Blop gifted membership. It's Baby Mallow.
Let's go. Bro,
can we get back to basketball? The draft's about to start. We're literally watching.
What do you want us to do? Start playing basketball in our computer rooms? You want us to start dribbling on stream?
We were trying to shout out the chat. My bad. Well, we won't shout out the chat no more and get into random conversations.
But hit
basketball
the like.
Only, Gabe.
Hit the like. And Blop Blop, you a real one.
How do you feel about Jeremiah Fierce from Oklahoma?
Before I admit that he's the other person I didn't look up, welcome our newest horseman. That's the other one, man, Jeremiah Fierce, because he's a guard, and I didn't expect us to take a guard so early.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did the same thing. Like all the guards.
So it's him and Asa Newell,
Bailey Harper. Like
him and Newell. I don't know.
I know about the dude from Duke. I was obviously know about Cooper Flag, even though he's not a guard. Igor Dimon and Yakachonis are literally the only 2 that I looked into because they were white and they were in the range that we were going to draft in. I like Igor Dimon's size. And then also I like Yakachonis because I like his ability. But all I did after that was like big man after big man after big man. Oh, and Jace Richardson, because I felt like I had to learn about Jace Richardson by default because I feel like that's the reality here.
Bro.
If we don't get Brian the center from Duke, I'll be sad. Well, that's a very big possibility. But I'm with you on a Bryant here.
We can't handle that, bro. We can't handle Jace
If Malawach
Rich.
if he goes 7 like he's supposed to, then you better get Carter Bryant. If Carter Bryant goes ahead of time, then you better go ahead and get yourself one of these little point guards. Now you're not even little, but you know what I'm saying.
I got
one
a question.
Point guards, and then you slide down the list and get you a big later and trade up or whatever. What's up?
And this is gonna sound perhaps like
Thomas Sorber is
stupid
really
question.
who I'd want to get. Move up to 15, get Sorber. Go ahead.
Is Jace Richardson the illegitimate child of Jason Richardson and Steve Nash's ex-wife?
That would be wild if that was the case, but you know.
You remember that?
Life. Such is life.
Brian Gregory in the chat. My goat, Brian Gregory.
Brian Gregory
in the chat.
With a $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Brian.
He said we are drafting Noah or Asa or Carter. Thank you, Brian. You. In that order, Brian? In that order? God, he's so handsome. I'm really starting to do the opposite. I'm doing a face turn on Brian Gregory.
No,
I've decided.
Not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And a part of it is it's mostly pure sarcasm. It's like I feel like I'm just gonna start glazing the shit out of this dude just to gaslight because it's funny.
And then it's gonna get you credentialed.
Wow. Would that be funny? That's really Brian Gregory.
He's like that Gabe from Suns Valley podcast. He's a real.
He loves me. He's the only guy in the fake media that likes me.
Hey, that says cheap Brian Gregory. You got that contract as a GM and can't donate $500.
That's a good point. That's a
fact.
good point. But listen, that's the type of GM we have, the Chad Brian Gregory. All right? He doesn't spend money willy-nilly. He's not wasteful. All right? He comes in with a plan.
Uriel Roy and playback.
I want a frugal GM. I want a GM that's not going to be making mistakes with his money. Okay? I appreciate that it was $2.
To be fair, we had that. And we complained about it with Sarver.
Well, we got an owner that'll spend, but we got a GM, Brian Gregory, who will rein in those purse strings and only spend it on the important stuff. No?
Washington Production says possible trade outcome breaking. Phoenix Suns have traded star guard Bradley Beal, Jalen Green. Calm down on the star part. Star guard Bradley Beal, Jalen Green, 2026 second round pick for Dallas, number overall pick Dante Exum. No, there's no way that's possible.
That's not even like you're about 5 first round picks short.
Now, if you're basing that off of, well, I don't know, man. If you're basing it off the Luka trade, then
that's true. That is directly in line with the Luka value.
The path was not always destined.
When I was young, for me, it was always just
narrated by Anthony Davis. What are we doing here? Do you remember?
Gotta do something while he's hurt.
The summer we got Bradley Beal.
Yes,
that summer. When we were ahead of the curve and we told everybody it wasn't going to work, but they didn't want to listen to us.
The summer where we didn't know that we were in the good old days before we were in the good old days.
We didn't know that the good old days had officially ended.
Absolutely.
And there was like a Nike tournament or something, and the news was that Cooper Flagg, as a junior, fried Bradley Beal. Do you remember that? That should have been our first sign.
No, apparently the Suns want the Ruben pick. The what pick?
Maybe it's Jordan Camp. He's talking about Malawach. By the way, there's 3 different ways I've heard Malawach called. What we've been saying, Malawach, which I assume is wrong, Malawach, and Malawacht.
I trade Beal for Paul George. Thank you, Brian Gregory, with the $2 super chat. I mean, what's
Brian,
the difference?
I love you, Brian. Brian, could you text me? Could we become friends, Brian? Is that how this works? Guys, hit the like button, por favor. We are about to draft Cooper Flagg with the 10th pick.
Washington, we are being completely sarcastic. If you go back and look at the history of our channel, we were jumping for damn joy.
Yeah, Washington, I'm gaslighting.
We were absolutely...
You got to understand, they don't call me gaslighting Gabe for nothing. I'll gaslight the shit out of you before you even know what's what. Zambuki says he'd rather have Beal over PG.
Commissioner Adam Silver, it's about time.
Oh, are we getting the first pick?
Well, he's going to announce it on the clock, and they're going to pretend like we don't know who it is. We're going to talk for 10 minutes. That whole thing. Just like the NFL draft. I hate the NFL draft when they do that, bro. Like, you know who the number 1 overall pick's going to be. It was Cam Ward. Let's take all 10 minutes to talk about Cam Ward and who could Tennessee might take.
Good evening, and welcome to the
People's Mix. Sorry, man. 1 second. Anybody in playback, give me a second. I'll hook you guys up with Vips.
From cities to small towns, basketball is played and followed everywhere.
Adam Silver got to fix his ears, bro.
The very best basketball was played in the heartland of America.
Fix his ears.
500,000 people.
Bro, you could fly away with them things, bro. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
For the Thunder's championship parade.
We all are like, well, quit making fun of Adam Silver's ear. He's a millionaire. He'll be fine.
He's got ears and he's got other things that need to be fixed.
Enormous passion and bring people together. The Thunder were the second youngest championship team in NBA history.
We don't care. We don't care. Hurry it up.
Go ahead and get on the old X here.
A team-first mentality.
And now we're for the first time in the ages.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the league's MVP, scoring champion, and finals MVP, walked across this stage as the 11th pick in the draft. He and his teammates spent countless hours in the gym watching film and pushing themselves.
Bro, shut up and tell us that they're on the clock.
Drafted tonight will be the next key piece of a championship team. With 7 different champions over the past 7 years, welcome to a new era of NBA basketball where every team has a shot. Which team will emerge as next season's champion? The competition begins tonight. So let's get started.
For real, Haydot.
In the 2025 NBA draft belongs to the Dallas Mavericks, who have 5 minutes to make their selection.
5 minutes to make their selection.
If I was the Mavs, I'd take all 5 minutes, bro. I'd let everybody in the NBA get 5 more minutes, just in case, to offer me up the biggest bounties possible, and then just go out there and pick Cooper Flagg. But, like, what if someone offers you a deal you can't refuse? My last Sundo's everything type shit, you know? Have I ever told you that you've got a real R&B vibe like that? You might have a career in love music making. Love making music. Well, what up, baby Malo? Bismack, did you get your VIP already in here? 1 second there, People's Mix. People's Mix. Let me find you in here.
The odds were stacked against them. We are pretty certain who they're circling.
Good Nico Harrison's bitch ass.
I'm
a Lakers fan.
Pick to the Spurs for 4 future seconds. Shut up, Gary.
They a legit title contender.
NC Dream says we're cooked.
Why do we have to be forced to listen to Perk during this, bro? Why? What do we do to deserve that?
in the future, which they did in that first.
In the future.
Why am I hearing
In the
echoes?
future.
Booze turned into cheers.
I think it's on you.
Harrison and this Dallas franchise are banking on they're banking on the youngest player in this draft class, the pride of Pine Tree State, Cooper Flagg. He's been shaped by his upbringing, really into the Maine man here. Cooper calls Newport, Maine home. It's a small town half an hour outside of Bangor with a population of just
Are you sure?
133 people. That is where
I'm not hearing any.
this high school basketball team.
Let me refresh.
Anybody else hearing any
Winning alongside his brothers, Ace and
anybody else hearing any double talk?
Maine Gatorade Player of the Year. His mom, a local legend in her own right. She played basketball for the University of Maine in her 90s, and his teammates with Stacy, the late mother of Blazer center Donovan Clingan. Basketball runs in the family.
I was like, I don't see that man talking. QP.
Listen up, QP.
Player drafted from the state of Maine, joining Jeff Turner from Bangor, who was drafted in 1984 by the New Jersey Nets. This is a city and a state that has shaped him, and Marty Smith is there.
Welcome to Flag Day.
Welcome to Flag Day.
Where in just a few moments, as the clock winds down, anticipation is building. This community is so proud, not just of the athlete, but of the young man, of the
Newport,
character,
Maine.
of the hard work, of the humility.
Bro's from Maine. Good for him.
That they know he learned
Not necessarily a basketball state, if you know what I'm saying.
I spoke to his principal, Mary Netto, at Nokomis High School, and she told me that Cooper has completely rewritten reality.
Let's trade.
This
deals
is
for
what
a better
happens. This is what happens when a white man is the number one overall pick. Okay. Now, you're pro-white, am I right?
You know, listen, you know.
You're a White Lives Matter type of guy, am I right?
All lives matter type of guy. What are we talking about?
Same thing. Same thing. Okay? You might as well be saying White Lives Matter. People's Mix, let me know when you get back in here. I'll VIP you up.
Considerable, and you know, it's interesting with Marty Smith in Maine right now. I was there earlier this week for something different. It was a charity event, but when I was walking down the street, it was amazing how everybody wanted to talk about Cooper Flagg, to the point where if Taylor Swift and Beyonce were walking down the street and Cooper was behind them, people would knock them down to get him. That's how popular he is there. It's really incredible.
Well, the thing is, too, he's so humble. He doesn't like a ton of attention.
What am I
He really
looking
just wants
at?
to go out and hoop. My favorite thing about Cooper Flagg on the court is even if he's not operating on the offensive end, he can affect winning in so many other ways. Rebounding, finding his teammates, getting defensive stops. It's not just his scoring. He makes winning plays in every aspect of the game.
This is the moment. This is the moment that Newport is.
They gave bro a gold ball on his table.
Waiting for. The pick is officially in. Let's send it back to the podium and Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the first pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select
Jace Richardson!
from Duke University.
Brian's like, shit!
There's such a purity to this moment. A young man from Newport, Maine, sharing.
She said there's such a purity to this moment. Is that a dog whistle?
His father Ralph, who also played collegiate ball, his twin brother Ace, and now.
All right, we were so
franchise whose
concerned
era
about who the
was
first
defined
pick was going to
by
be.
teammates. Dirk Nowitzki, who lifted.
All right,
the
let's move on.
championship in 2011, and more recently Luka Doncic. But this past season, Dallas made a shocking overhaul, trading away.
Listen
Luka,
up,
missing the
QP.
playoffs a year after making the finals.
Could you talk like Perk the entire draft, please?
I don't think I can do that.
You have a great Perk impression. It's not like I'm asking you to talk like Zesto.
To land this pick, and yet here they are with the main event. Cooper Flagg, who Jay Billis, you have called the greatest Duke freshman ever. That's really saying something as he picks up his cap and has his moment with the commissioner. We're talking about Zion. We're talking about Jason Tatum. We're talking about.
All right, I need to look up.
Grant Hill as well what sets him apart is
Ace and Newell.
he plays at both ends of the floor. He's equally as impactful as a defender as he is as an offensive player. He's a complete basketball player. A guy who can be a playmaker.
I gotta look him up because I don't want to not have any idea if we end up taking him. Guys, we got 139 watching. Help us out and hit the like button. I say we set some like goals, man. I'm willing to pass out some Membies.
I'm too broke for Membies, but let's do it.
I'm willing to deal with my wife screaming at me. So we're at 56 likes right now. If we can get to 80 likes, 80 likes by the time the second pick is done. Let's go by the time the third pick is done. By the time the third pick is done, if we're at 80 likes, I'll pass out a free Memby.
Player of the year, National Player of the Year, makes blocks above the rim, gets steals and deflections, can guard literally 1 through 5. And every challenge he responded to it, but he's also a great teammate, to Andrea's point. But take a look at this against Pitt on January 7th. Everybody remembers the steal and dunk he made, but the play before, he just picked up his third foul early in the second half.
All right, I'm pulling up Ace and Newell. I gotta see this kid.
Pull up what?
Ace and Newell.
Iconic replay that we saw over and over again on SportsCenter and the like, but it was the play before.
Georgia.
That's kind of what makes him a special player.
It certainly is. And now
6'9", 224 forward. You want me to send this to you?
Or who is I think Phoenix is gonna take here.
It's a dream come true, to be honest.
Phoenix or the Spurs?
Spurs, sorry. When I say Phoenix.
They're gonna take what's his face from Rutgers.
Billy or the other guy? Harper?
Not, yeah, Harper. Okay, so this dude looks like a defender to me.
I just hope that he loved the game as much as we always have, and you know, we're just thrilled that he did love it and he got to this moment. It's incredible.
All right, we've got the whole contingency here. We need to set the record straight.
Bro, he looked just like his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Actually lose to Cooper in the last game.
No, it's not a loss. It was a timeout.
She looked like a basketball coach. You think is she a basketball coach?
She does look like a basketball coach.
I think it goes to you, Mom, for helping get into this moment. Congratulations, Cooper.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy the night, you guys. Back up to you.
Monica, thank you so very much. Duke knows a thing or two.
Okay, Newell looks like he knows how to play in the post.
The 31st lottery,
But he doesn't look like a post player.
Here as well. It's okay to show some Duke pride.
What's that?
It's okay to
Ooh.
I agreed with you.
John Shire, he says,
Bro, he's pulling moves that you would do against Torrey Jones.
Amazing understanding for what's required to win and how to elevate everyone around him. And you can see the Dallas Mavericks draft headquarters.
6'9" too, bro. Like an actual
Andrea, he's such a special talent.
Yeah, he is.
long, lengthy.
Cooper Flag.
There's the jersey already.
That's incredible. Cooper Flag didn't
Bro's
even
got
go
hook shots.
on the court until
What?
Shire told him that his teammates needed him to be more aggressive. That's the coachability, the unselfish.
Lefty?
When he realized
Yeah.
that being more aggressive helped everyone else, that's when he really turned it up.
And I just love, again, the 2,000 miles.
What? Is he a power forward?
Supposed to be, yep.
There really is reaching these two cities. You can feel it here in
I want to see this dude shoot.
He's like there's some of him shooting. He's like a traditional power forward, like the old school, like Barkley. That's a good jumper. Oh, he's decent. He's a decent kid.
In this moment, he just settled. Right, he's cool, he's calm, but he's.
I would not be mad at this pick if we traded up and got him.
sharing this moment with his family.
Okay, I don't hate his jumper.
The handshake once again with Commissioner Adam.
It's not as good as Sundo's jumper, but
jumper that
bad.
I just demoralized Torrey Jones with.
I remember when you cooked him 11-0. He was so mad.
With the second pick in the 2025
Here we go.
NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Dylan Harper from Rutgers
Go.
University.
Yeah.
The 19-year-old Dylan Harper out of Rutgers. This is, of course, a family and a team, as Ace Bailey cheers him on, that knows this process and stage well. Dylan's mother, Maria, who he's very close with, coached him from kindergarten to high school.
Like, what is this exactly giving me information-wise?
And of course, his father, Ron, was the 8th pick in 1986. He played 15 seasons in the NBA and won 5 championships. Now, Dylan
ESPN's slacking with their timing. There we go.
Freshman, as again, he makes his way over to his teammate. We heard him
All right.
earlier with Monica McNutt saying how much it meant that they were able to share this night.
All right, Philly, hurry up.
Teammates hopeful to hear their names called. A hug for Agent Bill Duffy.
Remember Torrey Jones pushed Sundo like Pat Bev did to CP3?
Because he got mad.
Who's the best pick and roll guard in this draft, in my view? A 3-level scorer with tremendous body control, a terrific finisher at the rim through contact. He shot 67% at the rim, but he was also excellent as a pick and roll ball handler. Really good in transition. He's just a polished offensive player with really good footwork. But when he
Emo
gets
Cruz
into any
looking.
sort of screen roll situation, he attacks the secondary defender and even goes after the tertiary defender and gets all the way to the
Man, Spurs get everybody.
His left hand, he gets fouled, and he gets to the foul line. He plays with pace.
Dylan Harper's Ron Harper's son? Question mark. Is he?
And then he keeps it and takes advantage of it. He's an excellent playmaker once he gets into the lane. He can pass it, even though 75% of his buckets were unassisted.
Oh, we hit 80 likes.
Bailey a lot.
It's time for me to pay the piper.
As a shooter, but 17 games, he had 20 or more. His physicality a big part of that.
I need to pull.
Yeah, that's Ron Harper's son, bro.
Really?
The only player in the country to do that, and the only player in the last
That's
20
dope.
years in a major conference to do that. Dylan Harper is the real deal, and with his length, his 6'10" wingspan, I think he can be even more an impactful defender as he goes.
Good for him. That's one thing Ron Harper can say that over Jordan. My son plays ball. What about you, MJ? Good luck.
He's
with
like,
that
yeah,
shoe
my son
legacy."
bangs Larsa Pippen. That's what he can say. Is that impressive?
Man, I'm feeling everything, man. All the emotions mixed in one bucket. From crying to laughing to being happy, everything, man. Just feel everything, man. I'm excited to get ready.
He's lucky he's going to the Spurs, man.
He talks often about how important you have been.
Where's his dad at? Is that his dad right there?
Journey. What has gotten him?
His brother.
His flat-out love for the game.
Who this?
His determination.
That's his mom. So Ron Harper definitely got the bag. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there he is, right there.
You're headed to San
Ron Harper looking like a black Harvey Weinstein. What are we
Facts,
doing?
bro.
Don't he?
Gary, shut up.
Shut up, Gary.
It just brings the best out of you. So I mean,
Shut up, Gary.
I'm just ready to get in there.
Shut the hell up.
Shut up, Gary.
Just savor the moment, man. Just live in the moment, enjoy it. You know, he worked so hard for this, and we all been there for him every step of the journey, and we're so proud of him. And now, you know, I got to be a secondary Spurs fan now.
I mean, you know, you just got to be perennial losers for the last, I don't know, 7 years to be in this spot, but sure.
All right, sorry guys, took me a little while to get loaded up here, but let's give out a free membership.
All right, here we go, free memby.
All right.
Paul George and Tyrese Maxey. They only played in 15 games together this season. That's not what this roster was put together to do.
Are you going to do it?
Didn't come to fruition.
I need to put on my baseball jersey that I wore yesterday for the show, so I look cool.
Wow.
Or should I go get my
You
Booker
always
jersey?
look cool.
Devin with the
Devin.
I'm gonna get my Booker jersey just so we can match. I'm gonna be right back and get my Booker jersey.
All right, you go get a
I wanna
matching
look cool
outfit
like
on.
you, bro. Hold
wow. Welcome, Devin Amory. Amory, our newest horseman. Glad to have you. Glad it wasn't that pissant Metro Lethal.
The Eastern Conference here. It feels like there is a little bit of a wide open sense to the Eastern Conference with the injuries to the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers, for example, the Boston Celtics, Bobby. But there was a question as to whether or not Philadelphia was going to keep this pick or they were going to look for somewhere to bring in a little
It's
bit
like when Sundo leaves, it really feels like he's still there because of his dead-ass accurate profile pic behind him, you know? Thank you guys for hitting the like, though, man. It really helps. This stream can be as big as we want it to be by hitting the like button. It's just one of them streams that a girl goes through.
Can you make that line for us? The best available here for Philadelphia versus maybe who you think is seamlessly fitting with Philadelphia?
Yeah, I mean, for Philadelphia, the number one thing is...
Tony says Lonzo a son. Sure would love that.
But for this pick, when you're talking
that would be great.
is the most talented player after Harper and Flagg. That doesn't mean he's the right pick for Philly. To Bobby's point, VJ Edgecombe of Baylor,
Seriously, Brian, it looks like he's just being really quiet.
Into a young Victor Oladipo or a young Dwayne Wade at the same point in their careers when they were 19 years old. He plays at both.
Don't want to take it out on you.
Athlete in this draft.
Just one of them drafts. Don't take it personal. Sundo doesn't want to be all alone.
That made the most headlines was the reported scheduling workout for Philadelphia that he didn't end up attending. But looking at your best available,
Chuckster says no. Ace Bailey to Philly. We'll see what happens. We'll see. This is the most interesting pick to me. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
With the third pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select VJ Edgecombe.
VJ Edgecombe. This is where I thought they were gonna go. Out of Baylor.
Okay.
Sharing a hug with his mom, Bendra.
I don't look nearly as cool as you, though.
Moment for this family.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I look like a
Talk to
fat
DJ,
ass.
and it's just so evident the pride he carries for the Bahamas.
In his jersey, bro.
This is his family in the States.
We need to get your AI pick to have that jersey on. And then we'll just make it like more full screen, and then cut out the mouth and have you behind it, so your mouth is working. Jabberjaw. Do you remember that cartoon Jabberjaw, that shark?
I don't.
You ain't no 90s baby.
Here we go. Legion just posted something in playback breaking. The Bulls are looking to trade Lonzo Ball or Kobe White before they make their 12th pick tonight. Okay.
I'll take Lonzo.
I mean, if you were able to pull off Lonzo Ball for the whatever.
I don't know. I would take Kobe White for the 10th pick. I'll tell you that much.
I didn't say for the 20th. Let's just go ahead and send them Beal and the 29th and a bunch of draft picks, and we'll just take Lonzo Ball for it.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of falling in love with these options we got, you know?
On both ends. It's the elite athleticism that stands out above.
I already have the Crocs. Metro, I'm always rocking the Crocs here, okay?
Listen, one does not just take off their Crocs, okay? You don't just take them off.
No, you do not. It's a lifestyle, bro.
It is. It is. You've given up your sexuality when you get Crocs. That part of your life is gone. and it ain't coming back. But you don't need it because you're so comfortable. Okay? You have so much time because you don't have to find socks. You don't have to tie your shoes. You know?
They really do save a lot of time. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yep.
Slide them on. Go to Walmart.
Duck Duck Dinosaur. I don't remember Speed Buggy. No, I'm the fake '90s baby.
And you don't say this lightly. He does remind me of a young
clue. Shout out to Duck Duck Dinosaur. Appreciate you, bro.
Now the question is he going to reach that sort of height as he goes forward? But he's certainly got the capability there.
He likes to compare himself to Anthony Edwards, the two-way ability, the explosiveness, and
those are just facts, Metro. They are smooth on the bottom.
Draft night's all about. Look at his mom, Bendra.
Who do you think Charlotte gonna take right here?
Name called the work.
I can tell you who Utah's not gonna take, and that's Malawatch.
He has put in, and now the family is with our mom.
Right. Shut up, Gary. You racist white pig.
Absolutely.
Okay.
White devil that's also a Bills fan.
Tell me.
Okay.
What's going through your mind, Mom?
That's why you're a Buffalo Bills fan.
I'm a talk, bro, man. Super excited. We came from nothing. Man. We're truly blessed just to be in this position, man. I know the emotions is high right now, so
bro got a deep voice. Bro got a Gary voice, a fake deep Gary voice.
So that's why the emotions are so high right now, man.
He sounds like what Cat tried to sound like whenever he drops his voice in an interview.
I'm gonna ask you, that's your brother. When you saw your brother at 12 playing against big grown men, did you think that tonight was possible?
I'm actually lost for words right now.
Zesty?
My brother saw the stream before I did.
That's why I didn't like. That's why I didn't.
Who are we to judge? 2025.
But that's why I didn't like the way she said. What'd you think when you saw him playing against grown men? Like, why are we asking it like that?
Third pick. I mean, it's a dream come true, man. I spent countless years just sitting there watching draft, bro. So I don't even know. I don't know what to do, man.
Stop lying, Metro. You don't have those shoes. We all know you walk around barefoot.
Into everything, screaming to the world. Screaming to the world. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations, BJ and family.
It does take for real at this point, bro. I'm trying to think, like,
this is really what
you just take the best available player because they're Charlotte and they're in a position where they just need to take.
You would think. You would think. I mean, they've still got your boy.
They still got Bridges.
LaMelo.
They still have Williams.
I heard the Suns are interested in Mark Williams.
Shoot, what if they draft Milwaukee here and then somehow we trade for Mark Williams? How crazy would that be?
That would be.
Put in the extra 12 to 15 hours just to go and get a weekend pass. But you definitely feel it, man.
That's why you're just so happy for these families.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you watched VJ Edgecombe against Duke in the NCAA tournament with almost 20,000 people in the arena.
Yeah, Zambuki, I would wear some Birks. I just
with just 2,000 people in the arena. He's playing hard.
I can't imagine that going back to Birkenstocks after Crocs would compare. You know,
and Philly got this right, I believe. They needed that athleticism at the wing.
I think Burks look a lot better. I can tell you that.
What the final showed us is that the wing is the most important position in the NBA, and you got a two-way.
Perk talking about eating some wings.
Go in and give you high motor, high energy. I believe he's gonna be all right there with the Philadelphia.
It's high reward with lower risk.
Yeah.
So Ace Bailey is high.
I wouldn't be super angry at that, Stu.
I agree with you. I think they did the right thing here.
But it would be kind of scary.
Talk about a shooter, VJ Edgecombe's ability to slash into the paint, and if he can become a playmaker to find Jared McCain, that's a young core right there that the 76ers.
Yeah, what's going on with this damn ESPN screen? Do your job,
They have
guys.
the young nucleus with Tyrese Maxey, and then they also have the Paul George and the Joel Embiid. So they're trying to sort of do two things at once while also build a winning
ticker, bro.
program. VJ
You have to
Edgecombe
refresh
is
it.
headed now to the
Wish wish it were.
76ers. It's the Charlotte Hornets that are on the clock now. They went 19-63 this season in their first season under Charles Lee. It's their worst record since 2011, 2012. But this is a franchise that's working really good. They haven't made the
What do they
playoffs
do
since
here?
2015, 2016, and
I'm really trying to think what they do here, dude.
we just would like to
What
see
up,
a little
Daniel
bit
C?
more. 3-32 without LaMelo this season. Brandon Miller.
Charlotte
missed
is
55 games,
confusing.
45 different starting lineups here, Perk. There was just a
You think that's who they take, Michael, or is that who they actually did take?
Year under Charles Lee.
It was, but he was trying to establish a culture there, right? Coming from the
That'd be
Boston
crazy if they
Celtics,
actually did that.
He was bringing.
The last thing they
what
need is
winning
another
looks
guard.
Like, what a winning culture
Hey.
matters, like holding guys accountable. We saw him go back and forth a little bit with LaMelo Ball this
Bro,
season. Right?
Perk's
Back to
tie
the time
is
he actually
terrible.
missed him, right? For not, holding himself accountable.
Terrible.
On the defensive side of things. So
All that money, and that's the tie you came out with?
He is the guy for them to move in the
What
right
up?
direction. Let's see what they
What up,
do.
Ruby?
What do you think is the best fit here?
Well, when you talk about
Ruby
culture,
Tuesday in the
immediately what comes to
house.
mind
What
is
up,
Conor
Eric?
Nipple.
It's good,
I don't know
homie.
if you feel the same, Jay, but culture, making winning plays. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's an extremely talented shooter. I think it's a great fit.
The pick is in.
I don't know.
There
He
you
just
go.
is annoying. There's just something annoying about Perk. Probably get my boy Devin
Be quiet.
Booker.
NBA draft. The Charlotte Hornets select Con Knipple,
Wow.
Duke University.
They drafted another guard. Look at that. That's exactly what they needed.
Who this?
Call, Andrea.
Dude from Duke.
No, I ain't looking at him.
Here,
Oh, you talking about his mama?
top
Is that his
I mean,
mom?
come on, bro. You know exactly who that was. That was definitely his
from a
mother.
basketball family here. His mom, Shari, is the all-time leading scorer in Wisconsin.
Well, let's get an
His
interview with her and
Oh,
let's
his
see what's
mom was a
going on.
baller, too.
Actually, this is my favorite fun fact. His dad,
Look at that. His
Con,
mom
and
was,
his
she's
three
the all-time
uncles,
women's scorer in
Clint,
Wisconsin. Look at
Clay,
her.
and Michael. They're known as the Flying Knipple Brothers after they won a 3-on-3
Nipple, bro.
tournament.
What a name.
And Cooper says that Con is the hardest player for him to
I wouldn't even tell people that was my name. I'd be like, nah, it's Knipple.
There
There ain't no way I would walk around telling people my name is Knipple.
Oh, bro, yeah.
I'd just
I
be
would
like, nah, I'm
definitely
good.
switch to that. I would definitely switch up to
Right?
Nipple, bro.
I'd pull a Joe Theismann, you know?
Range, shot 48% on corner threes, and his shooting mechanics and his shot preparation.
There was a few mocks that had him
is
top,
low base,
like, had some,
And he catches it to
I've
shoot
seen
it,
some
and
boards
you
that had
gotta
him like
take that shot away
5,
from him.
6,
And
but
he
not
can get
4.
in the
But
lane
I mean,
fast
it's just
break,
4 from
make
5 and
lanes
6.
off of 2 feet, but
He was literally the third best. He's by ESPN. He was the third best player on the board left over. Ace Bailey dropping, bro. You might be right.
And that shot gives him such
I can't imagine he drops to us, but
There's
you
no
know.
way, and there's no way he drops to us.
Maybe. He's been killing his value.
Utah's next, and then Washington takes him before we even get a sniff at him, bro. That's a Washington pick if I ever saw one. And then they're going to trade for Bradley Beal next.
Wishful tinking.
You know, just trying to will it to existence at this point, bro.
Plays hard all the time. And I love the way he gets so many loose balls. It seems like he's always around the ball and had the highest plus minus in Division
Maybe we
I.
trade up. I don't know if we trade it from here. I think the draft is falling exactly how they want it to, especially with all these jumps. Then somebody's going to take Ace Bailey for sure. Mile Watch might be there still.
You know, that's funny, Han. Thank you, Han. 199 Donut says, Knipple Connect. I feel like this is their Connect replacement since that trade didn't work. You know?
You're right.
Sharing tonight with these guys. What
Dang,
does it
he,
mean for you?
dang, he guys, get your mom in the interview, bro. What are we doing?
Where's mom?
With your family. It's beyond comprehension.
Bro,
so it's
bro
such a
knows.
special moment for us.
Bro knows why he didn't want his mom in that interview.
He's like,
He
Mom,
knows
don't come over
exactly
here.
why.
Don't come over here wearing that
bro.
dress.
You will be a meme, and you will be all over
New
the
fan
internet.
base
You will
in Charlotte. What do you have to say?
It's awesome. It's a blessing from God. We'll have fun every minute of it. It'll be awesome to watch them from home. Go to some games.
Bro sounds like a nerd, but I'm here for it.
You were
Blessing
a
from
part of
God.
a team. Freshman led the way. An incredible run.
You sound like somebody go to a Baptist church. I would know.
It was a big spotlight at Duke. And we us freshmen didn't shy away from that, and it prepared us for the next level, and hopefully that'll carry over.
Guys, in our feature, the backyard games were a part of.
I mean, Keyshawn, we didn't go out of our way. It just fell in our lap.
Who has the best game?
You know?
On mom hunting, I mean, she was there. She was there front and center as soon as they showed him on the
If it was
camera.
on lower hoops than me, I would dominate in the paint, you know.
Who Sixers take? Who did they take?
Congratulations and starting your NBA
Who was that?
career.
What's his name, bro? I can't pronounce it.
Who?
Who the Sixers take? They took oh my gosh.
Keep it in the backyard. You don't
VJ Edgecombe.
But here,
Thank
look
you.
at this. We mentioned the Flying Knipples, Con, Clint, Clay, and Cole, father and the uncles of Con Knipple. This is that 3-on-3.
They're showing Hoop It Up tournaments. Bro, Hoop It Up was my whole life when I was a kid. That's the only thing I cared about was Hoop It Up every year. You ever play in it? No. Man. The best.
I see a theme.
Holy, these MFs look the same. I mean, they're obviously the genes are strong in their family.
Con has got some cash. Con Knipple heading to the Charlotte Hornets here. He's moving.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Unless you're putting mom on the screen.
Then we can take our time and get a good look.
Now I had a feeling that Utah Jazz would have took this guy. Now they're in a pickle.
They're like, damn it, who's the next white?
Now they gotta reach for Yaka Chonas or this dude from France.
Yeah.
Or this dude from Igor. No, they're taking Igor, bro.
They'll take Demon.
No, he's BYU. They're taking Denman. They're taking Denman. I'm not even.
That'd be a crazy reach. Do they even need a guard? They probably do.
I mean, they do, bro. So they're taking Denman, bro. They are putting together the ultimate milk squad, okay? With Markkanen, Kessler, now Denman's gonna be there. They're putting it together. They're mixing it up.
Zona Boy, was it during the summer? I can't imagine playing in downtown Phoenix in the summer in an outdoor tournament.
The Utah Milkmen.
Best available here, Jay. Who are you circling?
Well, I mean, you still have Ace Bailey available. I mean, he's the best available.
Tell me they did it in like the fall or something.
Ainge is no dummy. Look, listen to me, bro. It's Utah. And listen to me. Look at the look at him bro's face right now. Look at the look on bro's face.
He's like, oh shit.
He is concerned. Oh, I'm gonna go to Utah now. Yeah, you messed up. If you go to Utah, I will laugh in your face.
I rank higher than I think some others have.
He refused to work out for teams. And just wanted to promise, like he is very high on himself.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's why I think Utah wouldn't take him, bro.
Well, yeah, when you've got a lot of scoring options, Ace Bailey certainly has the highest ceiling because of his size. But Jeremiah Fears is a scoring point guard, and Trey Johnson is an electric shooter from all spots and off the dribble and off the move. So
I'm telling you, bro.
when you talk about scoring,
They better not. They better not.
So hard, Gabe. I bet you anything they were looking at your boy Knipple, bro. I promise you. And now that Knipple's gone, they're like, well. Now they're talking to their PR and marketing person right now. Well, what do you think? Who do we take?
You get to know so much about these young men, watching them play in college, that I don't know that how much more you can glean from a 1-on-0 workout.
And
he has so much talent.
They interviewed him in Chicago.
Devin says, would you guys end the stream if we picked a Michigan State guy at number 10?
They're taking Ace Bailey, apparently.
With the 5th pick in the
Oilers in the
2025
chat.
NBA draft.
They don't know.
The Utah Jazz select Arius Ace Bailey from
Told
Rutgers
you.
University.
Hey, bro. But hey, you know, now that bro's got the hookup, but now he's in Utah, bro. All them girls gonna be throwing themselves at him, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely got the hookup whenever he won. Hey, it's Utah. All right. So good on bro.
Kevin Durant says that Bailey is a pure.
I'm pretty sure
That's not where I thought he was gonna go, man. That's crazy.
No, he fell because of what you said, bro. That's gonna be nice for them, though. That'd be nice for them.
Really this young man's thing, Jay.
We got the Wizards.
Yeah,
on the
Jericho. That's what I'm
clock.
saying. That's what I was thinking. I wouldn't have doubted I really thought they were gonna reach. For real.
Yeah, beyond the measurables, you know, he's got a 7-foot wingspan.
I'd be excited if I was Utah, though. I'd be like, yo, we at least get 4 years of this dude.
Yeah, before we got to trade him like Donovan Bailey.
Yeah. You mean Mitchell?
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. I said Donovan Bailey. The track runner from Canada.
65% on runners and floaters. He's just got a
Who's still undrafted? Well, my friend, we still got Trey Johnson, Malawak, Jeremiah Fears, Noah. How you say his last name? Essengue.
Esenge.
Esenge. I was gonna say Eugene just because Jacochonis, Igor Damon, Carter Bryant, Colin Murray, Boyles, Derek Queen, and Joan Barron. Is it Behringer or Behringer?
I think that's a Behringer.
Wait, that's your top 10 so far. Sorber's sitting there at 11.
Catch and shoot. He shot 39% there. He can improve his handle and his finishing, but his talent level is really undeniable.
Who's my number one pick for the Suns? There's a dream where I think Malawak
his shot selection is
drops, but I think he's going to get taken here pretty soon.
But the talent is undeniable. After Harper and Flag,
if not, he might get taken by Washington here.
Taylor Rooks did an interview with Dylan.
Well, I don't know what Washington's going to do, though. But right now, I'm looking at Carter Bryant. Seems like all the dudes that we like are going to be taken ahead of him. So it's probably going to end up being Carter Bryant, bro.
That's how effortlessly Ace Bailey scores.
Yeah, he's automatic.
NC Dream says, who got Flag? He hasn't been drafted yet. We got a chance. Someone's got a chance.
He's falling all the way to.
It's shocking.
It's crazy.
We are shocked.
Well, I just focus on the basketball part, so I just thank them every day.
You've gotten props from KD, Giannis, learned some moves from Giannis. Are you ready to go to Utah and maybe use those moves on Giannis?
What kind of question is that?
Yeah, for sure.
Congratulations.
Are you ready to go to Utah and use those moves you learned? Thanks. Are we just wasting time? Are we just burning seconds?
I love the swagger.
TEI kind.
I mean, she is the most powerful archetype. She's a BIPOC. That's the most powerful archetype on the planet.
I was being obnoxious. You took the joke too far.
I'm just saying. I wish I was a BIPOC. I'm a barely POC.
Well, I mean, we can do that soon, possibly. It's a date. Fall Guys, Gabe.
I'll go in. I'll go in on some Fall Guys. I'll play some more Fort Pipe. We almost got a dub in our second game.
Shout out to Fort Pipe. Fort Pipe got me the most pipe.
More pipe than I ever had. Yeah, if we're really lucky, Metro, we could get Flag at 29.
The love they showed me.
We might have to snag him at 10.
55 seconds to go. I expect the Phoenix Suns to be very active in upgrading the roster tonight, not just with draft picks, but would not be surprised with a trade or two. Per Gambo, 55 seconds to go.
Brian, I'll invite you for Fort Pipe and Joker. You could play Fall Guys with us. We need to do some community gaming nights, but Sundo's a little bit too big time for us. He says that would be nice, but what he's really thinking is, I ain't never gonna play with them.
Clearing time for my schedule, bro. Okay, shut up. When's Summer League?
Get Perk off my screen. Very soon, baby boy. I think the 10th. I believe the 10th of July.
All right, we'll see what I can do.
You know?
Builds or zero builds is the question. I play zero builds because I
can't build.
I'm not trying to have somebody turn into a five-story hotel whenever I start shooting them. I'm just not doing that. Sorry.
Yeah, builds is a very ageist play mode. All right. Can I be completely honest with you? Can I be real?
Be real, son.
I don't even know what the button is to build. The only time I start building is on accident because I spammed a button I shouldn't have. Okay. What were we going to say?
Was the Silver Surfer? Is the Silver Surfer a woman?
Yes. That's what you wanted, right? That's what you wanted?
Whatever.
But to be fair, there is a comic book where the Silver Surfer was a girl.
Fair enough.
So, but that's not going to make Riri Williams a thing. Just because Riri Williams was in the comic books doesn't mean people want Ironheart. Except for me. Me and my hero.
Adam says, what pick is Cayman? Right now, he is the second best available on the board, and he hasn't gone yet. So expect him to go soon.
My hero. My hero, Doug Emhoff. Okay? Don't interrupt me when I'm talking about my boy Doug Emhoff. How's that sound?
Hey, good for you that that's your boy.
I like the way he slaps women and gets away with it. I think that's pretty cool. Not a lot of people can do that. Him and Sean Connery, you know? Allegedly. Did you ever used to listen to Jim Rome?
Yeah, Justice. We saw that. I already said. Yeah, saw that earlier. That's definitely exciting if Gambo's right.
I didn't even watch that one, Alex. I know what you're talking about, but I didn't watch the.
Oh, I did not watch that one either, bro. Yeah, I heard that was terrible. Bismack, stop it. What are we talking about here? Washington Wizards made their selection. Here we go.
The Washington Wizards select Trey Johnson from the
Texas.
University of Texas.
New Orleans could take this big man, bro.
The 6'5" guard out of Texas.
I could see that.
Sharing this moment with his dad.
I mean, now that Zion's in all of his issues.
You talking about Xylon Williamson?
Yeah, but didn't they just draft
Trey actually wore number 20
what was it? Mr. Meeseeks?
Yves Missy?
Yeah,
they did. They played him too.
Maybe they don't need this guy. Maybe they decide that they need something around him. Maybe they need a Jeremiah Fears. You know, maybe they think they need a point. Maybe they need to get this dude from France. They need another scorer because Zion is done.
But what are your thoughts, Jay, on how his style will translate to the next level?
Well,
Xylon just, you know what Xylon should do?
Stop trying to get girls prego, but
I think Xylon should just make Mariah Mills an honest woman and get down on one knee and give her a ring, bro. Like, what's he waiting for? He found himself a good woman.
Incognito, okay. Obviously, bro has listened to Back Again for the first time. All right.
He's an outstanding shooter, and he shoots it equally well off catch and shoot situations and off the dribble. He's 41% catch and shoot, 39% off the dribble. He gets separation. He's just all
right, guys. So
into a housewife, they don't act right. There's blank on the fiend and blank on the crack pipe. Okay.
Beautiful form. And he really does a good job of moving without the ball.
We got 106 watching. What's your next goal? We say 125 likes.
I think he can improve his defense, but
yeah, I think so.
Let's go 130. 130 likes.
The last to do that were Cam Thomas and Brandon Miller.
Before the 7th pick is over. All right, so we're on pick 6. If we get to 125 by the end of the... Oh, no. We got 4 minutes to get to 130. And I'll pass out another free Memby. All right, we'll take it out of Sundo's pay. By the way, I need to send you YouTube money. It wasn't much, but
I figured it was like chump change.
Yeah.
But ship that immediately because your boy has yellow dollars in his bank account momentarily. Had to pay. We got to pay for some tires for Mrs. Sundo's car. So. And let me tell you something. Nowadays, tires aren't cheap. Thanks, Trump. Okay.
I blame Big Rubber.
or Obama, whichever one you want to blame. Obama, Trump,
And now he's with our Monica McNutt.
Hillary. I don't care.
Are we still blaming Elon?
$1,100 for tires is ridiculous. Okay.
Bro, that's how much like my tires cost that are low pro 20 low pro 20s.
And I'm gonna do what's been working. I'm gonna keep staying in the gym and putting in those hours, and that's so long been translated, so I'm gonna do that same thing.
Richard, Trey said that he wore your number to honor you, to honor your legacy. Your legacy is headed to the NBA. How well do you think he has honored that?
I mean, he deserves it. This was my dream 20 years ago. 30 years ago, but I'd rather for him to be here than me anyway. So I'm just glad and honored to have a son that, wanted to represent his father.
When you hear that from your dad, Trey, what goes through your mind?
I like Dad's suit and shades. Bro got style. Okay. And he got a better head of hair than he needs.
Looking like Ray Charles and Reggie Miller had a baby.
Not calling out Pops on national TV. Congratulations to the entire Johnson family here. I do want to bring in.
We got a minute, guys. We're only at 112 likes. I don't know if we're hitting 130, Sundo. I don't know if they have it in them. All right. Hey, I got a question for you, Sundo.
What's that?
Is this Malika's real hair?
He was hoping to get to either Washington, New Orleans, or
take a look when you get a second.
Selected Ace Bailey, knowing that this is a little bit of a stunner, but if you think about it, this is an outstanding place for Ace Bailey. They have a wide open wing situation. They have a huge need for a star in his mode. They have an outstanding coaching staff. I think Ace Bailey's going to recover from this.
Best availables, Colin Murray Boyles.
Outstanding situation with the Utah Jazz. It just shows you.
Really, is that what they're saying?
Well, for Jay Bilas.
They're going to take Ace Bailey. That's exactly what happened. And this is the first time Austin Ainge has made as a head decision maker.
Bolus.
And it's a big one.
Got my super chat from earlier. Diego says, shout out his stupid super chat.
I apprised him of your super chat, Diego, but here's the sitch. I don't remember what it said. So you got to remind us. Is that her real hair?
Malika Andrews? Yes. Partially. I would say partially. I need a bit closer look. I wouldn't be surprised if she wore hair, bro, because she's genuinely pretty. Like, I'm sure, like, she definitely got some good hair.
She got that good hair?
As we turn to the New Orleans.
She part Navajo or something?
This has been a little bit of a transitional year. We just saw them make a big trade a couple of days ago.
118. We're close to 130. We're moving.
I would say that's a real hair, and if it's not, then the ponytail's the only thing that's fake.
Especially when you go and turn things around.
Or the extensions to the bottom, not the ponytail. I think it's real. That's definitely her hair, bro. There's no way it's not.
When I was on the opposing side, so embrace it. You have some great people in the front office. You have a great coach, a young owner with that's very, hands-on in the organization. You got Dwayne Wade walking in and out of them. Man, it's a real, don't underestimate Utah, young fella.
Let me hurry up and just get the New Orleans pick in here. All right. Let's see if they took your boy from Duke.
Diego, what was your super chat? Remind us. Or do you even remember?
You probably don't even remember,
They
bro.
have made their pick. Let's send it back to the podium and once again welcome in NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
Here we go. Who are they picking?
With the 7th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Jeremiah Fears from the University of Oklahoma.
Okay.
I told you they were going to reach for him. Wasn't really reach? He's just one pick off, but I told you they were going to pick him. You're going to go guard.
Well, they just traded away your boy C.J. McCollum, right?
I was about to say, do they still have McCollum? Do they still have?
They just picked up your boy Jordan Poole.
And now he has one with New Orleans.
And do they still have like the dude that's always high? Looks like he's always high.
His siblings, Jamari and Skylar.
Herb Jones.
No. The dude that was on the Lakers for a while.
He said he's Trae Young. He said he's Steph Curry.
Oh my gosh! Why am I
On the
blanking his
Lakers,
name?
always looks high. See, Diego, you don't even remember it.
Second round, the second overall pick in that draft. Oh my gosh. Who was it? Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name?
Since you don't remember the dono, Sundo, or Diego, I'll just go ahead and make one up. Thank you, Diego, for the dono from earlier. $2 dono. Says, Sundo, Gabe, y'all are the realest. I'm sorry for being such a rage baiter all the time. Oh, yeah, he do look high. He's been with the Raptors, though. He got traded at the deadline to the Raptors.
Oh, see, there you go. I just have to be still on the team. Well, there you go.
You know?
And Ingram, bro. Into the Raptors.
He was just an inconsistent three-point shooter. Only shot 28%
That's how much I pay attention to him as a whole. I'm only paying attention to the Suns and people relative to us.
And really speedy with the ball.
He also added 15 pounds, the good for kind of freshman 15, when he was at Oklahoma. He's the 7th top 10 player from Oklahoma, the 2nd freshman, joining Trae Young, who was the 5th overall.
Let me get on Spo track here. What's going on with New Orleans, for real, for real?
Oklahoma. And now, Jeremiah Fears is standing by with our Monica McNutt. I cannot wait for this interview.
So, Jeremiah, you see that graphic? I see you got your O chain on, your Oklahoma colors. You join a legacy of guys that have done special things to represent the Sooners. What does that mean to you?
Man, it means the world to me. Just being able to kind of go out here and show the world what
I'm feeling fatigued, bro.
Take steps in the right direction.
All right.
Obviously, you were just drafted in the NBA, but you also play baseball.
Gordon Poole and Sadiq Bey going there,
I
huh?
think your experience playing multiple sports is going to help you.
I think it'll just help me overall in the long run. I think that it'll help me as well as far as IQ-wise and just.
Yo, the Pelicans low key.
Well, Jeremiah, enjoy the night. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And low key, bro. Pelicans got a squad over here.
Look at his mom reacting here.
I'd be crying like that too if I just became a $100 millionaire overnight. If my son did, I'd be crying like, I'm at least gonna get $1 mil. Huh?
I'm looking at the trade that they made. So like McCollum, Olynyk, that was a trade that they made earlier. So now we're looking at Zion if he ever plays, DeJounte Murray, Gordon Poole, Herb Jones,
That's real pride.
and Missy.
Special. And, you know,
That's low key.
Achieve so many
Solid
things,
squad, bro.
He has the ability to take over
Allegations is what's going on.
points, 12 of 12 from the
Look.
free throw line against Missouri, 27 and 10 on the road against Mississippi State. Jay, you called the SEC tournament, did you not?
Who's available that we want? Malawak so far, but I'm sure he's gonna go right here.
You think right here,
Brooklyn or Toronto? I think he goes in the next two.
Ability to get to the free throw line. What is the one
Yeah.
If he doesn't, and we ball that,
Can you imagine? I don't think we let him go.
balk at that, like if we balk at that because they want Carter Bryant, they better. Like,
I don't know that they even want Carter Bryant. That's just what we want. I know they are interested in him, but do you think they would take him over their center of the future? I
don't think so either, but
not when they got your boy Dylan Brooks.
First, he's got to get there first, okay? We have 2 more picks to survive here.
Wow.
I don't think he makes it past Toronto, bro. If Brooklyn won't take him, I don't think he makes it past Toronto.
He did miss 57 games with that hamstring injury. They have an off-season of abundance, is what we're gonna
Antonio Noah is playing in France. He is close to 7 foot, extremely long. He's skinny. He's an intriguing tweener prospect. 4 or 5. He's so fast. It's weird how fast he is. It's like a mismatch issue for people that have to guard him. You know.
Oh, Carter Bryant. So people really don't like Carter Bryant.
Yes, for real, people don't like him. There's a lot of people that don't want him because they don't like that he's only 6'6" and a half. They think he needs to be 6'7" or 6'8". They think he's undersized, including Flex from Jersey, who thinks he's undersized.
Fair enough. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it's. I'm taking that criticism seriously. I'm you know, I'm not poo-pooing it.
Dr. Phil says, who's the best Asian player available? Jokic Jonas or Igor Denman? Denman. I keep saying Denman. Denman. Good Lord.
For the next 2 to 3 drafts, right? It's a lot of talent that's coming up, but especially in this one, and they feel like, hey, we could draft, we could build a culture. Long as we have the correct.
I'm very nervous right now. Can I be honest? I don't know what I'm nervous about, but I'm very nervous.
Do they go with a big point guard here? They've got a couple of options when you talk about Kasper Jonas out of Illinois.
Because here's the deal. Brooklyn doesn't need a big man, right? They have Claxton, right?
Big route from Duke, so do they go with someone on
Yeah, but he's only like 6'9". You could slide him to the 4.
That's true.
And have both of them.
Oh man. I'm just trying to talk myself into like believing that he's gonna drop. That's all I'm trying to do at this point.
This is weird, bro. Like I didn't expect this.
Breaking news: Suns move up. That would be.
I'm starting to really want Malawakt. Really starting to hope that he stays.
That's kind of
stuck.
Me too.
And I didn't think that way before this.
I didn't think he would be this close.
Yeah.
Gone already. Now I'm like getting my hopes up for no reason. All right,
here we go, baby. Come on.
The 8th pick in the 2025
Leave him for us.
NBA draft. The Brooklyn Nets select Yegor Demin from Moscow. And
they took him. They took Denman. Let's go. Okay, Toronto, don't you do it. Please don't, Toronto. Please don't. Dear God, okay, I've asked you for a lot of things lately, but I have not asked you for anything more.
This is such a Toronto-style pick, though. They love big, long athletes.
I know. Please let Toronto walk on this. He's the guy from France. Make Noah, please.
And include analysis that he does.
You sold us a lemon and KD. Just kidding. But give us something now, all right? Help us out.
I'm begging you. The creator of the world, I am begging you. Please.
He just addressed God as the creator of the world.
Well, I'm just saying. That's the title. Okay, creator of the universe.
Guys, for the love of the creator of the universe, hit the like button.
Please.
All right? If we get to 150 before the 9th pick is done, I'm passing out a free Memby. All right? 150. We're at 122. And we got 208 in here. You know what? Let's go 140. I'm going to drop at 10. 140.
Had multiple 10-assist games. He's played overseas. He knocked down 42.
Antonio,
He does not hesitate
he's
to shoot the ball, but I would call him streaky.
he can't. Apparently, he can shoot. It's just not pretty. Like it's not gorgeous. It's not hideous. It's not oh so bad. But the thing about it is how many teams right now have shooting centers? Not many. It's a rare thing. You got Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay, so who do y'all saying Malawakt's overrated, Bryant's overrated? So what do you want, Carter, Colin?
Holy shit, they're about to hit 140. I should have left it at 150.
You want this Noah dude from France? What are you doing?
I want to know where Danny Ainge was on that list. Does that mean he's not a modern?
We need a big. Do you want Thomas Sorber? You want to trade out and move back and get one of those guys? That'd be neat. I would accept that if we traded back and ended up with Thomas Sorber and then had more draft capital. I would actually accept that scenario.
We just told you, sir.
He'll show you who he is. He'll show you exactly who he is.
Yeah, they didn't like Kristaps Porzingis in New York either.
You just need to sit down and keep it cool.
Tell me you don't watch basketball without telling me you don't watch basketball.
You better stop, Code.
Your favorite thing about
You
Yegor Demin?
better stop.
His confidence, his vision. He says he watches
Listen,
a lot of
Code.
Cade Cunningham,
Code.
the
Listen.
size,
All right.
the ability to
I just started to like you again. Okay. If you even put that bad juju in the chat, okay? If you even Put that out there and it happens. I'm banning you for the rest of the stream and then the next 2 that we have after this.
Don't make him go Tory Jones on you.
Okay?
Because he will.
Not at the point guard position with a ball handler that's 6'8", right? If you're going to start somewhere, you're going to build the future and you want to build through the draft, this is not a
And I'm also quitting Suns Valley podcast. Actually, Code, you weren't here earlier. I said if we end up drafting Jace Richardson and Danny Wolf somehow, I would legitimately consider not being a fan.
I would, Alex.
I would consider wholeheartedly not being a fan anymore if that was happening. That would be nuts. What's up, Dad? It's been a minute, man. We're excited. We finally have some sort of hope. He says chill.
Just over 21 points a game to lead this team. They missed the playoffs for the 3rd straight season.
Yeah, Isaac, doesn't it feel like a Malawak style?
Yeah.
But I heard they have a promise to Noah Sengay.
For what? Like, what fit is that? Because you have Ingram.
He's long as hell. That's what they do. And he's upside. He's got a huge upside.
That's true. Man, could you imagine that team with Barrett, Ingram, Hurdle?
Who?
So the wings are good. The wings are taken care of.
Big Wheels, Rico. Do you need a VIP?
Code. It's not that Jay. I get that, but I just don't want another 6-foot scorer. Okay. And we just got Jalen Green.
For a defensive big man that's a presence in the lane at both ends of the floor, it's Kaman Malawak. But he would be the next best available big guy. A guy who can block shots, excellent offensive rebounder, really good lob threat.
And a guy who has ties to NBA Africa, which, of course, the Raptors and Masai Ujiri are very familiar with. Right?
Come on. Don't take him. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't take Malawak. Come on.
So on the offensive end with his dunks, he's a constant lob threat. He rebounds on both ends, and on the defensive end, he protects the rim as a help defender, a one-on-one defender. He played a switching defense at Duke. When you talk about the best available big, especially defensively, would go to Kaman Malawak.
What do you think in terms of expectations for the Raptors this season? Obviously, looking at the numbers, Scotty Barnes, he kind of did it all for the Raptors this year. They're looking in an Eastern Conference that is wide open. I would imagine this is the time to try to kind of get back in the mix.
Absolutely, and they will. I believe, with a healthy Brandon Ingram, right? You still have R.J. Barrett. I mean, they have the pieces, and I love their coach, Coach Darko. I actually raised him when he was.
By the way, we got 220 watching us right now, Gabe.
Great coach.
Hit that like button, folks. We do appreciate y'all, man. For real.
No, it's no reason that they shouldn't be.
Where we at right now? I like to get to 150. I would love to get to 150.
It'd be nice, but we got some genuine racists in this chat. Some Gary level racists.
Including Voldemort, okay? What's impressive with Malawak tape? Too stiff. It's true.
I wasn't insanely, into it either.
Seems low IQ. Okay. Well.
IQ D's nuts.
I just think that you can't teach size in the athletic ability that he does have.
Ooh, we hit the goal. I was trying to stay quiet so my wallet wouldn't get slapped. But here we go. You guys hit it.
But I think you're right, Gabe. I think they do take. No, bro. What about that promise? We need wings.
I don't know if that's a true. You know what I mean? It's just a rumor, so I don't know if it's a real one. Mug. Let's go. Mug, welcome, our newest.
All right, here we go.
Horseman.
All right, who's it gonna be, baby?
Please no. Please no. Please no.
Shh, be quiet. 2025 NBA Draft. The Toronto Raptors select Colin Murray Boyles.
Let's go!
Murray Boyles. Oh wow!
Let's go!
Oh wow!
Sharing this moment with his mom, Yvonne. His dad, Sean.
Bro, do you know who's upset?
Standout at UNC Pembroke.
Clean is upset right now, bro.
I know.
Clean is so hurt right now, bro.
No, he likes Malawak. He likes Malawak.
Yeah, but he also said Colin Murray Boyles was his guy. Oh my gosh, bro. He's gonna be hurt. He's gonna be hurt. He's gonna be hurt.
So during the pandemic, at his wife's request,
Clean is hurt, bro.
to practice.
Yeah, that's a good pick. No, for real, Isaac, that's a good pick for them specifically. For the style player that he is, bro, he's going to be a problem with them.
Let me look up my notes here on Malawak, okay?
What did you see on that front, Jack?
Well, he didn't shoot the ball well. He's not a three-point shooter. He gets most of his points in the paint. He was second in the Southeastern Conference.
Oh, we got options. Here's the deal. We got options, Gabe.
Malawak
options.
Malawak without shoes is 7'1" and 3/4. He's basically 7'2", shoeless.
Michael P, don't put that out there. Don't put that out there, bro. Bro, there's a scenario where we can move up, get whatever, okay? Every player that we have wanted is falling. We have options, my friend. Options.
And he's just relentless defensively.
I can't believe I want Malawak this much.
The next person that mentions Jace Richardson, I promise you.
We will Tory Jones you so fast. Your head will spin. Okay?
And if it does happen, make sure that y'all clip our reactions, because it's going to be quite funny, and it needs to be put on the internet immediately.
Malawak, sweet team, Malawak. I mean, we need a point and a center. So Now, if we don't go center, there are some damn good centers late in the draft that I want too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love Ryan Kalkbrenner. Love him. Love him.
That's still gotta come out. I don't know about that. Hey, if we have a trade, bro, because there's options here, then I would love it. I would love it. I would not be mad if we traded here. I know I proposed trade. There it is, right there already. Oh no. Never mind. I lied. They're telling us that we.
It's
because of the trade.
Yeah. It's just gonna say, because it's not done yet, but it's just saying Houston 4 on behalf of the Suns. Hey.
Who's that?
Milky.
Is that girly?
Yeah.
So it looks as though the Houston Rockets are on the board at number 10, but we know that pick is on the move as part of the Phoenix Suns trade that landed the Houston Rockets. Kevin Durant
3.5 minutes. Let's go.
Should approach this pick as they continue to build around Devin Booker.
Come on.
Because they've said they don't want to tear it down to studs.
Well, I mean, they got to get it right. They got to get it right. I mean,
I can't believe Malawak is there, bro.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be upset if we traded out either.
I agree. That's Junie. That's the motto Sundo lives by.
What's Clean's reaction?
I'm sure he's fine with it. I bet you he's fine with it. Like, he likes Malawak and he thinks we need a big, but I'm sure he would have preferred Colin Murray Boyles. Let me look.
To be able to look towards someone who maybe was a little bit more in line with Devin Booker's timeline, but as of now, we have not seen that happen.
Hey, maybe Bobo's ain't coming back if we draft this kid. Hey, Code, I'm so nervous, bro. It's not even like a nervous, it's excitement. It's super excitement.
I haven't felt this in a while for the Suns, baby.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't felt this in a minute.
Being from Arizona, he played at Arizona, so there's a connection there. Cedric Howard,
I gotta send you Gabeson Whitlock's tweet.
Oh no,
your boy Gabeson Whitlock.
From St. Joe's. I don't know that it'll go this high, but those are good calls. Those three guys are going to be very valuable in the first round.
This is Jay's best available as we sit now here at pick number 10 that is headed.
Gambo says he expects the Suns are going to take Malawak, bro.
I saw that.
Talk about them a little bit. Perk, you love this trade for the Houston
Gambo's out here saying he expects them, not reporting it, saying he expects it.
Eclipse that, make it farther than they did in their first round series against the Warriors.
I did, Malika, because they didn't have to give up.
Brendan said insane luck here. Wow, what a get.
They were still able to keep Shangoon, who I believe is Baby Yoda.
Isaac, shut up.
You'll hear about later tonight.
Right, we're not joking about Michigan players here.
Perimeter defense, I believe in the Knicks.
I swear to God, if they took Jace Richardson here, I'll take this jersey off, I'll walk in the other room, and I will find the strongest extension cord I can. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do I need to make it more clear to you people? I might do it here.
Might burn this jersey, though.
Kevin Durant solved so many problems. They needed a closer. They have Kevin Durant last year. They beat Golden State. Point blank period.
I would literally turn on Ishbia forever. I would turn on Brian Gregory forever if they took Jace Richardson here.
He knows and respects the coach and the coaching staff. Ime Udoka, that relationship. Royal Ivy.
I am terrified right now, bro. This is crazy.
Oh my gosh, somebody quoted Game On said, "Welcome back, Marquise Chris." Stop it.
Chris was like 6'10". This dude's 7'2" with no shoes on.
This year as well. Jay wears every single hat that we have here at ESPN. You were able to see the Phoenix Suns up close, and I think everyone knows that there's still a lot left for Kevin Durant to do with the Houston Rockets here.
Burner says this is not the tank top Sundo I was promised.
You never promised anything.
All right, turn your camera off, take off the undershirt, and pop back on the jersey. Give him a little skin, a little something to live for, if you will. All right,
pick his hand.
You're like one of those beautiful fair maidens that soldiers go to war for. All right, they come back. They expect you to be sleeveless at least.
I think I'm just looking at the bigs. Like come on, Malawatch. I think it's time for him.
Mark Williams to the Sun. Are you serious? Is that really happening? Or are you guys baiting me? It's done. We got Mark Williams.
29th pick? Okay, hold on. So who are we drafting here?
In the 2025 NBA draft.
For the 29th pick?
Come on, Malawatch.
What?
We got two bigs?
What is going on here?
Why is he asleep? Somebody wake him. Okay, he's crying. I thought he was sleeping.
We traded for Mark Williams. And we drafted this guy. We are big. We are big. We are big, boys. We are big. We are big, boys.
Brian Gregory.
We are big now. No more complaints about not having size. We are big. What just happened? How? So now we have Nick Richards, Mark Williams, and this guy? What is going on?
He picked up a basketball at 14 years old after a motorcycle.
What is going on here?
Walking down the street and said, "You're so tall."
Oso is gone, bro. What do you think?
This dream realized means to him in this moment. He was discovered by the NBA Academy Africa in 2021.
So it's for the 29th pick tonight and a 2029 first round pick. So we traded 2 firsts for Mark Williams.
And that is saying something.
We're talking about him on the court.
I love Brian Gregory. Okay?
Oso's going to the facts. Oso's going to the G League immediately. Sorry, Oso.
Good for us.
Nick Richards is gone before Oso. That's also very possible.
One of the great stories of
I can't believe it, bro. We're big as fook. Do we need? So okay, bro. So Malawak can he can develop now under Mark Williams. And if Mark Williams gets injured, it's okay.
He was born, as we mentioned, in South Sudan. He was a little bit of a late bloomer, started playing basketball.
Was it a swap, Tanner? So that 29 pick was a swap with them?
Africa, and he became just a tremendous presence at the rim.
Yeah, worn number 9 at Duke in honor of Luol Deng, but you're talking about a big-time rim protector with a 7'6"
Bro, y'all didn't believe me. No. We believed it. We didn't believe he would fall this far, Ruben.
Offensive rebounder.
Got him.
So, bro, so now we have Mark Williams. Richards has got to be gone now, right? Dude, what? Richards has to be gone, right? Richards has to be gone, right, Gabe?
I mean, what do we need him for now?
That was second in Division I. 38 of those dunks were off of lobs. He's not a switch big. He played mostly in drop coverage, but he's a better perimeter shooter than his statistics indicate.
Bro, that was the craziest turn of events that have happened to me. I went from who are we picking to we got who and we got who at the
That was
same
crazy,
time.
bro. Hey, Brian Gwegwey in the house left a dono. 199 says, I forgot to tell you guys about the trade. My bad. That's okay, Brian. We know you was busy, Brian. We know you was busy. So we're not stressing.
So did we trade the 2029 first, or did we swap?
I hope we swapped. I hope we swapped. I hope we swapped. Get that Rockets hat off of my boy, please. It's upsetting.
Yeah, Ruben, we got Mark Williams right before the pick came in. So we have Mark Williams, and now we got this Malawak. So now we have options in trading Oso or sending him to the G League and then trading Richards, bro.
And the next generation of African basketball.
Specifically to your parents, Marid and Owang.
Yeah, Toasty, the trade literally dropped while we were selecting. So, my goodness, bro. The Suns just got huge all of a sudden. Yeah, we got 2 picks in the second round tomorrow, Ramos, but who knows? Maybe we trade those and do something crazy and get back in there. I don't know.
Congratulations tonight.
Thank you so much.
So now we have a 7-footer. Now we have a 7'2" guy. Bro, you could literally package Richards and Beal now.
Considering everything this family has been through.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The Hornets are trading Mark Williams to the Phoenix Suns for the 29th pick and a 2029 first.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out what the 2029 first is. Because someone said it was a swap. I don't believe that.
Do you realize how hard it is to make it to the NBA? Do you know what it feels like to get your name called when you have to compete?
And what 2029 first is it? Here you go. The 2029 first rounder is the least favorable of Cleveland, Utah, and Minnesota. Size was a problem for the Suns season. Thank you, Justice, for posting that in the playback chat. So it wasn't even our first that we traded him. It was a first from somebody else.
I don't care. It's a first. But still, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. We got our big situation taken care of now.
If we trade that much, that means bro's definitely going to get re-signed, which means they're definitely looking to get rid of Beal immediately. There's no way.
Sham Charania has some breaking news for us. As I just mentioned, the Duke players, it's some history here.
How fast Spotrac moves.
We got the Blazers going live, getting their pick in now.
Okay, so here we go. So yeah, so Mark Williams is in the last year of his contract. He's a restricted free agent next year, which means basically we get rights to sign him. So that's a good move. Richards is a UFA, so yeah, I expect Richards to be gone. They don't want him to test the market.
Hornets are getting the number 29 pick in tonight's draft, as well as a 2029 first-round pick. So we know the Suns have had an issue with their front court size, but they have addressed it in a massive way tonight. Getting Kamal Malawak, they did not expect Malawak to drop to them at 10.
I can't believe it, bro.
Him as well as Mark Williams. All right,
Now I'm looking right now on Spotrac just because they actually updated it for the pending transactions. Who the Portland pick? Oh, they traded to the Grizzlies.
To be finalized later, the Houston Rockets are trading to the Phoenix Suns the draft rights to Kamal Malawak, the 10th pick.
Okay, that was the one before. Okay.
And now with the 11th pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Cedric Coward from Washington State University.
Ooh, that guy?
Yeah, but is he going to the Grizz?
Is he going to Memphis?
Bro, Tori's going to be sad because he loves...
Yeah, bro.
Coward, he would have wanted him to go to the Blazers, but I'm sure they got something for it, so it depends on what they got for it. What up, Burner?
$5,000 to attend Willamette University after academic scholarship and financial aid.
Yeah, so, okay, I'm looking at Spotrac right now, Gabe. So,
Okay.
Mark Williams, 24 years old, so he's 4 years younger than Richards. So that's a positive right there already. He's a restricted free agent next year, so we get rights basically to sign him to whatever. So that's good.
I'm working on a thumbnail for our video.
You better hurry that one up because we just got big.
I know.
Nick Richards is an undrafted. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent next year. So I'm pretty sure they just didn't want to, you know what I mean? Like, if they have to bet against the market, I'm sure they didn't want to have to pay him market value or whatever. So we have Grayson, Royce, Richards, and Bradley Beal to trade as trade. You know,
Bradley Beal.
So I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like if we what I'm basically saying is we have options to make more moves.
A big-time vertical. He's an outstanding athlete.
Gabe Nation, do y'all like the 10 pick by Suns? Yes.
Love.
We absolutely just got two big men, and Mark Williams is definitely. And we got Mark Williams before the Lakers did. That's the best part.
Say what?
So we got Mark Williams when
I can't believe it, bro. I can't believe it. I know. Whew. Can you check to see how many games he played last season, though? I feel like, I don't know. Maybe they were tanking, so maybe they didn't want to play him, you know, as much as they could have.
Trading him at the number 11 pick to the Memphis Grizzlies. Again, this pick.
Yeah, he's going to the Grizzlies.
Is headed to the
Poor
Memphis
Tory.
Grizzlies.
Right?
Again, it's been quite the journey for him, Andrea. You don't see this very often. A young man going from D3 to then Eastern Washington.
Here, Mark Williams last year played.
Mark Williams is from Duke also. That's kind of interesting.
Dangerous three-point shooter, 39% from beyond the arc across his career.
Played 44 games.
Cedric headed here.
Wow, that's it.
To the Memphis Grizzlies, and he's here with our Monica McNutt.
And that, you know, whoa.
I remember he failed that physical where he couldn't go to
exactly.
the Lakers.
Exactly. That's the worrisome thing.
To take every day just the exact same as I have, keep embracing the process.
That's we didn't trade anybody. We traded our first round pick.
You seem so matter of fact. Will you stop, let your shoulders down, savor, and realize the improbability of what you
That was crazy.
Kind of both. I mean, it's not time to let the shoulders down. It's time to keep the foot on the gas. It's time to keep going. But for all the kids out there that are similar to me, hitting my story, and where I am today, you can keep going if you believe in yourself.
Cedric Howard gonna be a stud.
And, you know, just work to accomplish your dreams.
Outstanding stuff, Cedric. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is to start dealing shooting guards now. Yes, absolutely.
Seriously.
Start making moves. Start trading your gray gooses.
Get another. Get back into this first round, man.
That would be pretty neat.
Flag will join us here coming up as the NBA draft continues.
What a beginning to this round, dude. Pre-Rush says Suns still look awful on paper. I don't know about all that. I mean,
bro, just because they have a bunch of shooting guards, yes, I'll grant you that.
We still have work to do.
We still have work to do. There's still free agency coming up. There's still trades that'll be made. So we're gonna wait this one out. But I'm not gonna lie, this was a freaking crazy start. Did not think that neither one of these things would happen.
I mean, technically, we just gave up 2 1s for Mark Williams.
True.
2
I didn't
1s.
think the Mark Williams trade would happen, and I didn't think that, you know, maybe we do flip Williams, Ivan. I don't know, but all I know is that we have options. Okay, we have options on who we can move, all that stuff. So,
remember when Mark Williams absolutely fried us last season? And we were like, damn, why don't they just give us Nick Richards? They clearly don't need him. Damn, all this moving around, all this moving and grooving. Your boy needs to get something to eat now. I'm getting hungry.
Evan Siddery, I love you. I love him. Said this: the Hornets and Suns have 3 separate trades together. Richards for Josh Okogie, 2 seconds. Yusuf Nurkic salary. Mark Williams trade. Charlotte continues to capitalize on Phoenix draft assets. That's true. Call them the Charlotte Suns.
Hey, it is what it is. Man. We're so huge now, bro. We're so huge.
Well, I mean, we're big at center, but we definitely need to figure out what we're going to do at the 4 and the 3 before we start talking about how big we are. You know what I mean?
I mean, we got Ryan Dunn at the 3. 3 is taken care of.
I keep forgetting about Dunn.
2 is taken care of. We have Dylan Brooks as the other 3.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
You know, which we're gonna like Dylan Brooks once we get used to him.
Will the Suns lose a game this year? Shut up, Gary.
Shut up. You son of a bee sting. Harriet says, who's our number 1? What kind of question is that, Harriet? Come on.
Mark Williams.
Oh, or are you talking about who's our 1, like, point guard?
Point?
Or overall 1. Our overall 1 is obviously still Book.
Let's go get CP3 and you can start making everybody lob. Oh.
Bro, CP3 would feast with these 2 bigs.
I'm saying go ahead and get them.
Good, Gary, good. Says Wemby's planning to retire now that the Suns are so big. That was a racist comment by you, Gary, but I'm not surprised.
Oh, facts, bro. The Atlanta the 13th overall pick in the draft to New Orleans for the 25 overall pick and unprotected, blah, blah. So there's a trade there between the Hawks and the Pelicans.
Get you back to the podium here in Barclays Center.
Uriel, it's a good problem to have. Go ahead.
Apparently the Bulls are taking that dude, that Noah guy that you thought. The Noah guy.
The 12th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Noah Essengay from Saint-Jean-du-Bray,
Atlanta's trading their pick too. So.
Club in Germany.
Noah Essengay, one of the risers in this draft. Noah began playing basketball at 12, which was just 6 years ago. He's the second youngest player in this
So Yaka Chonas, Carter Bryant, Derek Queen, all available.
Which maybe is why that fan looked a little bit confused.
Bro, I can't believe we pulled that off.
Me neither, man. We need to get back into this draft, back into this first round.
And says that he watches a lot of Kevin Durant.
That's a young center. That's 2 young centers, Gabe.
And Kawhi Leonard as well. Players that can dribble,
2
can shoot, that can pass.
young centers. Mark Williams is 24. Not to mention we just traded for Jalen Green. He's 23. We got significantly younger, bro. That's one thing to be excited about. Your team just got significantly younger. That's why I'm like, trade Royce. Go ahead and trade Deuce while you're at it. Your team just got significantly younger. Like, think about that in the chat.
Two-way forward in the Pascal Siakam mold. At over 6'11".
Maybe you can trade Beal too, but we definitely got way younger.
He's a smart passer.
We got Malawak and Mark Williams.
Like, if you trade Beal and you trade Goose and O'Neal, Booker and Dylan Brooks will be your oldest players. Brooks is 30, Booker will be 29.
Brian said, we trading Beal before the end of the night? That's my real hope here.
Grayson Allen has to stay and injure other teams with Brooks. That's actually funny.
You know we're trying to package those seconds.
It's actually really funny.
But that may not be the same for the Atlanta Hawks. Let's bring in our senior insider, Sham Sharada.
At least trade Royce O'Neal.
Tell us about the 13th overall pick.
The 13th overall pick is being traded from Atlanta to New Orleans. And New Orleans is sending the number 23 overall pick and a 2026 unprotected first-round pick that's going to be the most favorable out of New Orleans and Milwaukee. So essentially 2 first-round
Zambuki says Matt Ish is out of my doghouse again.
And at the number 13th pick,
let's just relax a little bit. Apparently, the Pelicans, keep going to spoil things. The Pelicans trade up and got Derek Queen. So they went and got their big after they passed on Malawak.
They traded for Jordan Poole.
And got, who they get? Kyle Murray, bro? No, that was the Raptors. Who they draft again? Oh, yeah, that dude from Oklahoma. So now they're giving their big one Derek Queen. So the Pelicans are getting good. Pelicans are doing pretty well for themselves. So that's another team to watch that's going to be a problem in the West in the future.
And they have pieces there to compete, right? When you look at their squad, Trey Murphy, when you're looking at all those guys and they're making room, they just drafted the young fella and they just moved C.J. McCollum, so he's going to come right on in and get some quality minutes.
So he gonna come on in. Thanks, bruh.
It's all about getting right, and I love who Zion Williamson just signed with, an OG in the game, Bill Duffy. Right, Bill Duffy don't play no games. 42 years in this, he's going to get him right, and it's going to keep going.
I think you're right. That really, the Pelicans here, it all really starts and ends with.
Bro, we are so huge now.
I need you to get this video cooking immediately. Okay, so
you can go to bed. I can handle it.
Do what?
You can go to bed.
No, I want to be in the video.
Wow.
Unless you just want to go like lift weights or something, and then
no, I mean, no, I won't go to the gym. But this draft isn't going to be over. By the time this draft ends, you're going to be faded, bro. I don't even know if you're going to be able to make it the entire first round.
You're right. You're right, because it's 8:30 and we're already only we're on the 13th pick. Which is crazy, bro. This shouldn't be this long.
It'd be like that.
I'll just write down some notes. And now we're doing one of these things. Stop it.
Yeah, we don't need all this. We need the pick to be done.
Chuck Cooper, Earl Lloyd, Nat Sweetwater Clifton, 3 NBA pioneers, the league's first black players who 75 years ago made history. As we continue to welcome the next generation of players into the league tonight, we also celebrate the accomplishments of the legends who came before them. Chuck, Kevin, Chetan, your fathers hold a special place in the creation of the modern NBA. They were courageous, they showed resolve, and they represent a through line that continues today, the power of sports to bring people together. We are honored to recognize their lasting contributions to the game. Thank you.
Dope. Thanks, Silver. Can we get back to the draft now, please?
Mark Williams just tweeted us 7 minutes ago.
Let's go.
Ago, celebrating the first black players in the NBA. And this is a league that really has been built, I think, Andrea, on
built forward tough.
On the backs, really, of black players who have made this league what it is today. So it was a nice moment from the NBA there to make sure to recognize the forefathers of the association.
Yeah, on the anniversary of, celebrating the men that have
guys,
the opportunity.
Just like ESPN's letting us know here, race is very important. Okay, we should all care a lot about race. We should all care a lot about the color of our skin. That's what's most important in life. If you're the right colors. Wrong colors, not so much. Okay? I thought that's the message we're painting right now.
With the 13th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Derek Queen from the University of Maryland.
I'm sure Derek Queen can be good, bro. He just looks a little young and soft to me.
Fans here in Barclays Center.
Bro got a super baby face.
Told me that sharing this moment with his mom and doing something great for her means absolutely everything to him. His father passed away when he was a child, and Derek says that his mom made so many sacrifices to be able to get to this point. Of course, he was a part of that Montverde 4 team that went 33-0 before staying close to home. He's from Baltimore for college at Maryland, and his head coach, Kevin Willard, says he's like having a 6'9" ball handler on the floor. Maybe
No, Nefarious, that's not important.
teammates call him Baby Jokic.
Oh, he can play. He can play. I love
Good job, Isaac. Isaac says, I only see color. Now that's important. Okay?
Looking for meaning being athletic and being a live threat at the basket. He has a high motor. He's relentless.
You think so, Roy?
And he has that soft, feathery touch.
If anything, bro, he'll just he'll go. I think he wants to go back overseas.
San Antonio picks right here.
Baby Jokic, okay. I think of the highlight, Jay, of the season, maybe.
I don't know, man. I really don't.
A running floater at 6'9".
Yeah, length and skill is really the headline with Derek Queen. He's got guard skills and terrific post instincts, but he's a mismatch. He's got great hands, great feet. His footwork is excellent. And really a high basketball IQ, a really good touch around the basket. He can post, he can operate in a good role. And to Perk's point,
Burner.
an excellent rebounder and a fantastic offensive rebounder. He had 15 double-doubles.
You don't even want to know.
The Big Ten since Jared Sullinger of Ohio State had 500 points, over 500, and over 300 rebounds, the most since Sullinger, and then Greg.
Oh, facts, bro. Gabe's for sure doing that.
Why? How would that even work? Why would you even do that?
His face-up game, his footwork, the body control. You mentioned the touch. 2 Montverde Academy drafted already tonight. You know, he was doing an interview, Derek Queen, with Gavoni, and I had to write these down because Gavoni asked him who he watches. This is Derek Queen. He named so many different players for specific reasons. He said AD for how he gets to his spots, Melo for the footwork, Shea for how he draws fouls, Jokic for playmaking, and Embiid for using his force. All of those players, that's who he watches to create his game.
And now Derek Queen is with Armonica McNutt.
Derek, standing with your mom, Lisa. Okay.
Freak Sports says, explain the Suns draft in football terms.
Or in the NCAA tournament.
In football terms?
Mm-hmm. I could try. So in football terms, we just traded
I have a scenario that.
Okay. Let me try here. Let me try. So we, in football terms, the Suns traded a 4th round pick. They used their 1st round pick to get the best defensive lineman that they could get.
I was literally about to use the exact same scenario.
Okay. And then they traded a late 4th round pick for another team's best, like one of the other best defensive linemen in the NFL. And they also gave up a future, like 5 years down the road, they gave up another future.
We just pulled a Philadelphia Eagles, maybe. That's what we just did.
Okay.
Remember when 2 years ago, whenever Jalen Carter from the Georgia Bulldogs dropped all the way to 10 when he was supposed to be the 4th or 5th overall pick that year, and Jalen Carter got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, and then he went on to wreak havoc in the Super Bowl. That's basically a comparison of what we just did. Malago was projected to go way higher. He fell to 10, and hopefully he ends up being. They got Carter Bryant. Gosh, dang it!
You know what? No shirt under a suit jacket. I think I'm happy we didn't grab him. But Gary, this was me and Sundo's guy. This is a Spurs player through and through, bro.
From a basketball family. His father played college ball
Through and
at
through.
State. His grandfather is a member of the Deaf USA Basketball Hall of Fame. So his mom is a sign language interpreter, and Carter is fluent in American Sign. And on the court, Jay, he seems like the prototype for what everyone I think is looking for a switchable defender, sort of the perfect basketball.
Michael says, how did we not have to match salary? Well, that's a good question, man. I don't know.
athletic family.
I don't know. What does Mark Williams make? Let me look that up.
$6 million. He makes $6 million.
Only $6 million. That's how. That makes sense. And then if Mark Williams gets injured, or it's time to pay Mark Williams, you let him walk. Well, I don't know. You traded.
You don't let him. He's a restricted free agent. You don't let him walk. You basically can sign him at a restricted offer.
Okay.
Like, no, you don't let him walk. You sign him.
But at what point does Malawak need to step up and take that starting job away from him?
I don't know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you go Twin Towers at some point. Maybe they hope they can develop Malawak into
a shooter.
Wouldn't that be nuts? I'm still looking for O'Neal and Grayson to be moved, and then or somehow use some seconds to get Beal moved as well. You do that, you're in good shape to get yourself out of all those terrible restrictions with the apron. Christopher Johnson, $2 super chat says Pelicans just got thicker with Queen. Facts.
He wasn't expected to score, but when he had an open shot, he hit it.
He played limited minutes, but before February, he had 15 games with less than 20 minutes, and he earned more time as the season goes on. After February, just 2 games with less than.
Hey, we sent them back. No, we didn't send anybody back to Charlotte. We got Mark Williams from Charlotte. So now we have to figure out what we're going to do with Nick Richards and Oso and Royce and Grayson. All I'm saying is I sound like a broken record, but I like our chances of moving players for other assets. Yeah, we have 2 second rounders code. 59 and 50.
The 2025 lottery, but we have seen plenty of talent come out of the first round, even outside of the lottery. You think
we re-sign Bobo? Heck no, bro. Bobo's gone.
Rudy Gobert was the
I keep Bobo. It just depends on what your boy Jordan Ott wants.
Our very own Kendrick Perkins, a gem to come in the first round outside of the top 14.
Sent to Charlotte. We sent him back.
Available here. Who could be the Kendrick
Perkins? Got sent back to Charlotte for what?
Nobody can be another Kendrick Perkins. Let's not get crazy here. But there is some value here. Asa Newell, long, athletic, excellent rebounder. Thomas Sorber from Georgetown, a rim protector.
Was Meachit sent back as part of the deal?
I'm totally fine with that. I don't know why. Maybe that was part of the salary filler, you know?
You're exactly right. Meachit's is $8 million.
There you go.
That's what made it work.
Hey, we saved $2 million. We saved $2 million. Pretty soon, Burner. After we draft Cooper Flagg, we're going to trade back up into the first round and get Cooper Flagg at some point.
Meachit came here to sit on the bench and then went back to where he came from.
For real. And he didn't even want to be in Charlotte to begin with. Like, he's a EuroLeague MVP, not joking. Not a joke. Okay. And he's used to playing winning basketball. He didn't like being in Charlotte in the first place. It's not the type of ball he wants to play. Slayer says, what happens to Oso? I think you move him.
You don't think you move him. You send him in the G League and let him develop.
Or send him to G League and develop him. Dusty, he could be a power forward. He could be.
I don't know about all that, bro. He's a tweener for sure. He has no shooting ability.
In the modern NBA, you usually need one of your bigs to be able to shoot, because if they're both clogging the paint, that hurts you on offense bigly. You know, he's not going to be waived, Murica. You could get something for him. The league's seen that he's a good player. Someone's going to want him. Someone going to want him. Man, bro. We really out here with your boy. Your boy Malawak. I can't believe it. Kasparis is still available. God, I wish we could trade up for him. said, who do I think is starting? It's definitely going to be Mark Williams. Mark Williams is a real starting caliber big. You know? A real big man. How big is Mark Williams?
What'd you say?
Said, how big is Mark Williams? Like, exactly. Like, I thought he was 7. That's
7
it?
foot. That's what they're measured at. 7 foot even.
Okay. God,
I mean, bro, 7 foot is 7 foot. It's better than Plumlee. It's better than what we had last year.
That's true.
Thunder are getting Thomas Sorber.
That's a good
it's a good gift for OKC, bro.
Bro, Mark Williams is 23 years old.
I literally just said that, Gabe. Do you not listen to me ever?
Yeah, but it feels different when you read it, you know?
I literally said that. I said we got significantly younger with that
but
draft
you know,
and the trade.
You say a lot of things, though, man.
Bro.
You say a lot of bull
Literally
jive. You know, I never know if I can take you seriously. You know, that's the sitch. That's what we're dealing with here. Oh, man. Can the Suns get back up into this first round, though? Sweet Tea said Frank Kaminsky's being interviewed on PHNX. That's dope.
ATF says definitely keep Nick Richards. I mean, you can keep him if you really want to develop Malawak. I mean, you can definitely do that. But that means also either have to get traded or get moved down to the G League, both of which I think are feasible. Man. I also forgot we still have Cody Martin on this team.
He's a piece that we can trade, bro.
So there's a bunch of tradable pieces on this team. Cody Martin, Royce, Goose, Miಚಿc just got moved. Oso, you can move now.
I can't believe it, bro. We went back-to-back center. Like, we instantly went from
6 wingspan. He's got a good skill level and
no starting center.
I think they just
quality
identified a need
to 2.
They figured it the wings later, or they can get somebody in the second round. This must mean, honestly, they really believe in the development of
the second freshman in
certain player.
Rebounding behind Eric Queen of Maryland.
Who?
And he was the
Bridges.
first Big East freshman with over 2 blocks per game. And over 50%.
They can definitely get him back. He's an RFA under them.
To that point, like guys that have done that recently were
Shoot,
guys like
do you think we see
Chet
Gillespie
Holmgren,
back
Kevin Mobley,
at this rate with no PG?
And over 1.5 steals. And he's the first.
I don't know, man.
From Georgetown since Otto Porter Jr.
I gotta tell you, Jay, this quote, when I heard it, it gives me chills. He told his agent, I'm gonna make sure that everyone knows my dad's last name. And now, Andrea, he's going.
This is Cody Martin expiring.
Yeah, he absolutely is, and he fits right in.
Maybe, but not according to O-Track. Like
he's at the rim. To me, his defense is what really stands out because he defends with strength inside the paint, mobility on the perimeter, and his wingspan impacts the game from everywhere. I mean, this is a player.
You know, man. Today was an interesting day. So I had to get an interesting meal ordered, all right? Your boy getting sushi.
Mindset going with a team that has a defensive mindset in Oklahoma City. Like, holy cow. When they defend like crazy now, you have this.
Can you even hear me, bro?
Now I can. What'd you say?
I don't know. Apparently my mic got muted. Did you mute me?
No.
6.5 defensive rating. when he's on the court versus off the court. The highest of any D1 player this season. That's the
That would be some
defensive impact
gaslighting if I did mute you.
Well, he's going to a great organization, right, that just won the championship, and he's going to fit just well. That's his identity.
Absolutely.
I love this right here.
Yeah. It really is. We've said it time and time again, what it's all about. He is currently with Armonica McNutt. We will share that with you a little bit later. But right now, we are joined
Mark
by the newest
Williams,
member of the Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flagg. Cooper, we saw the incredible draft parties that are happening across Newport, Maine. We actually got to meet some of the folks in Newport. They joined the show. Yes, they were so excited because they felt like you were representing them and you weren't.
Seriously, Matt, they love doing business together.
How many texts you got in your phone last night? Right now, what's this been like?
I've gotten a ton. I gave my mom my phones as soon as it started. I haven't even seen them, so just going through this process is incredible. I know I have so much support from back home.
You absolutely do.
Yeah, Cooper, and what has been the most special part of the night?
What sucks about Hornets players is it's tough to find good pictures of them because nobody takes pictures of Hornets players.
Brandon Clean says, when do we get the Suns trade back into the first round for Jace? Wouldn't that be something?
Seeing Con and Kaman,
wouldn't that be something?
An incredible feeling. I know how much work they put in. I know how good they are, how good of people they are as well. So it's incredible to see that.
You went down to Dallas for your visit. What was that conversation like?
It was great. It was a great workout down there to get in and meet everybody and see everybody. But I think, talking to Coach Kidd, I think he just has a lot of confidence in me to just come in and be an impact player. He's going to, let me have the ball a little bit, I think. And just try and rock out and do what I can do.
Hey, Coop, tell him up here who gave you.
Don't call him Coop.
Tell him, keep it real, huh?
He had me ready.
Yeah, he does a pretty good speech. He can fire you up.
He does.
Everybody in Maine is claiming Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, he doesn't remember. He just said he didn't remember. A non-memorable speech.
Well, we know, Cooper, that it wasn't just Perk that gave you maybe a little bit of a hype-up speech. We saw a video of you with LeBron a while back, and he told you to make sure to stay in the moment, to be able to sort of soak everything in from this night. It's a little bit difficult to do. Do you think you were able to accomplish that?
Devin says, clap it up for Brian.
As soon as I heard it happen, it's been a blur.
I mean, I haven't really decided exactly how I feel about it, to be honest. Like, I'm happy. I'm so happy we got our bigs. We even saved a couple of $1 million getting rid of Meech. Larry Hoover, whipping work. Hallelujah. One nation. Under God. But it's we just spent 3 first-round picks like that for a team that doesn't really have a bevy of first-round picks in their future. We just spent up 3 like that.
Yeah.
That's like when you get paid and you're already at the mall and then you spend way too much at the mall the second you get paid and you're like, damn, all that money's gone. Damn. Shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I'm just a little nervous.
That's fair.
Hans Sagan, $4.99 dono says, you want your girl to look at you the way Jay Billis looks at Cooper Flagg.
Thanks.
Who's in the middle?
It's definitely not easy, but it's something you got to deal with.
Cooper, you handled it beautifully.
I ain't interested. Not a BIPOC.
You impact the game in so many different ways.
Propose shade. So you think they think Yakachon is here? The Blazers do?
I think I would say my favorite part
or
of the
no.
Is
no, they ain't gonna go guard. I don't know if they're gonna go guard. They just got Drew and
maybe they go Newell.
They got Scoot.
Play offense,
I mean, they got options.
Impacting winning at a high level.
And now we get to see you at Summer League, Cooper.
Bro,
your teammates at Duke. Is there anyone who circled for that?
I wish we, man. I wish we didn't have to give up the 29, honestly.
The 2029 pick, you mean? Or the 29 pick?
The 29th.
Or now you're having buyer's remorse now?
I just wish we could have gotten another player in the first round, like a Deutero or,
Yeah, we'll see what happens. They still got seconds they can move up. There might be some team that's like,
or Wolf. I would have liked Danny Wolf.
There might be some team late that's like, we don't need this. We don't need this.
He had to hit the glam cam before he came up to set here to show off that watch one more time.
Yeah, Matt, I think you start Williams, and when he's injured, Malawak steps in, and he gets to learn with Williams and grow, you know.
Surprise at the number 16 pick, Portland draft Chinese Yang Hansen.
Did they?
With the 16th
Yep.
pick,
Hansen Yang?
2025 NBA draft.
Hansen Yang, yep.
The Memphis Grizzlies select Yang Hansen from Zibo, China, and the Qingdao Eagles.
So he's going to Portland.
Qingdao?
So remember, this pick is
That's pretty dope.
Portland. Yang Hansen.
He's really good, bro. That's a reach. I didn't think he was going that high. I mean,
Percentage, but Kirk, I just love when a young man who
I really want to see what Tori and him are going to say.
Yeah?
still comes and he sits in the stands.
I'm interested in what they're going to say, too. I don't know.
Move up and get Yaka shown.
Like, they have Ayton. They took a high pick last year, center, with Klingon.
We just heard Cooper, and he knew he was the #1 pick. He said, "Well, you know, what's taking so long?" And unfortunately,
Wow.
I didn't come, and I missed this moment. I should have been there. I should have had my opportunity to walk across the stage and shake hands with Adam Silver, and that's one of the regrets that I had.
I'm so
Congrats,
glad that Yang Hansen
Blazers.
came here not knowing whether or not he'd hear his name called necessarily in the first round. A huge jump for him.
I hope so, VX. I hope so. I can't imagine. I mean, we lost way too many games. I don't know. You never know in a rebuild year. You never know.
This is one of the first major surprises of this draft. First of all, happy birthday, Yang Hansen. Turns 20 tomorrow. 7'2", 9'3" standing reach.
For sure, Haunted Kiwi, for sure.
With an outstanding feel for the game. Think of a Greg Monroe type.
Eric said, what's the deal with Brad? Nothing yet, I don't think. Unless you know something I don't. And this is about the part of the stream where Sundo starts falling asleep. Starts going to his phone for
not falling asleep.
Tens of minutes at a time.
Well, I mean, now we have nothing to look forward to now.
I mean, that's what we think.
Until there's a trade or something, but they shot their wad.
They kind of did.
Drafted Chinese players since Yao Ming. So incredible moment here in Brooklyn.
Now we're just like, hey. Now let's see what they do. Maybe they trade. I just need Beal news so fast, bro. Please.
Yang Hansen, a huge moment. And like you said,
Dude, if they announce a Beal move, I will lose it.
In this draft. Remember,
I think that's just too wishful of thinking on our parts, though.
To the Portland Trailblazers here as a part of this deal that sends
You know?
Howard to the Memphis Grizzlies, that 11th pick this evening, and then the Trailblazers receive, in addition to Jan,
I'm over here working on a thumbnail. Sundo's texting and getting ready for bed.
second-round picks here as well.
Not like that.
We'll leave it up for a second.
You know?
You can take a photo. Everyone's got it, understands the trade. But this is really, really interesting here, Jay. When you see a player...
My night's just getting started. Sundo's night is winding down. We're like parents taking shifts with a baby. Should we adopt a baby together? No?
What do we look like?
Don't make a decision now. We'll talk about it later.
He is going to be playing for this Portland Trailblazers roster this upcoming season. Let's turn to the Minnesota Timberwolves. On the clock now here, Kendrick Perkins. We saw them make a run to the Western Conference Finals this year, fall short against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here we're checking in with their draft headquarters as they deliberate, make some decisions. We'd heard them as a team floating.
Rip City Rundown says, if I remember correctly, we drafted a center last year. We also traded for 2 centers in the Damian Lillard trade. What are you doing?
I know they feel like they don't know what their GM doesn't know what they're doing. Roy with the 25-month Memby message, thank you, my boy, says, so where does Allen and Royce go, and what happens to Oso and Malawak? I still think they're going to try to move Allen and Royce, and that could get us a first for each top end. you know.
With the 17th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Johan Biranji from Strasbourg, France, and the Olympia Club in Slovenia.
Johan Berenger, he was born in France.
Berenger is how you say it.
Slovenia, and as a kid, he played soccer.
That's not how I thought it was going to be spelled, but if you're French, I suppose that's how you say it.
New ones that were big enough for his feet here. That wasn't until 2021 that he really started playing, and he actually starts every morning watching NBA highlights. Mainly,
yeah, man, I'm hoping you're right, because
he started playing in 2021. Giannis won a
there's got to be a team that's like in the playoffs later that's just looking for depth that they can afford. Has to be.
Take us through his game.
What?
Malika, like you said,
like a team like Indiana. He's saying Suns are not done. Expect at least one more move, either a forward, point guard, or more draft capital.
What, in this first round?
I mean, just in general.
Who's saying that?
Matt in the chat.
Matt, you ain't no damn Gambo.
I'm just saying. Let's see what Gambo has to say.
Yeah, let's see what Gambo has to say here.
Minnesota is very excited about his long-term upside.
Bro, we really went from Nurkic and Plumlee to Mark Williams and Malwatch.
Johan Berenger has huge upside to develop long-term.
Not to mention joining a fellow Frenchman.
I took the Maluwat to Poland type shit.
Dominating the draft we've seen in recent years. Of course, you think of Victor Wembanyama at the top here.
Do you know
talent from France.
the way I'm gonna smash this sushi when it gets here? Do you have any idea? It's gonna be night for that sushi. It's about to be a bloodbath.
City Sissoko at 44. And in 2024, the trend only strengthened.
I feel bad for that raw fish that's about to be destroyed.
And then Pacome Dadier as well. And now you see two French players.
Does Miss Sundo like sushi?
No, she hates it.
Most people in the Midwest do.
The NBA draft will continue.
It's very understandable.
Coming up after the break. So far,
I used to hate it when I lived in Nebraska too.
Picks. We will have the Washington Wizards on the clock at 18.
But then if you move to a city with a lot of Japanese culture, you figure it out, you know?
Look at me. I'm searching X to see if there's anything out there. Nothing's happening so far.
I thought you said you're searching for ecstasy. I was like, ayo? What movie is this? Alien Earth. It's a show. That might be interesting.
Your favorite bootleg Kev says, don't love the Suns drafting a center and trading for Mark Williams, but shrug emoji. Your boy, bootleg Kev.
My boy?
Shows, movies, sports, cooking
Your
shows?
boy, bootleg Kev.
Tell me, how does DirecTV put all your favorite stuff on one home screen? Uncanny content suggestions based on your watch history? Or mind control?
What up, Knicks?
Introducing genre packs starting at $34.
No, Michael, I got something called Hot Nights Roll, which is very spicy, but it's very good.
The solution? A drink.
It's like, I think it's like tuna, salmon, I don't even know. Nothing crazy.
Worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay. Effective skincare like La Roche-Posay double.
Murica says second round is tomorrow. Yeah, it is. It is, and we'll of course be here for second round. We should have 2 more picks in this draft.
See Liam Neeson like never before.
So we got to figure out. Like what we want at those picks. And there is no way Sundo's able to stay up for all of that.
Drive forward 30 feet.
Guess I'll have 2 videos to pop out.
In a Jurassic world, every Jeep vehicle is Jurassic rated. Experience open-air freedom for all. Unsurpassed towing, no matter what it is. Or a third row to fit in all the adventures.
Orca says our fan base is stupid.
Jeep.
A says need to draft a PG. I agree, G. I agree. I mean, we need a point guard so freaking bad that if they don't get a point guard, it's actually negligence. It's getting to the point of negligence.
Creatine gummies contain 5 grams of clinically studied creatine monohydrate in each delicious serving. Search Amazon now for Force Factor.
And I'm gonna have to come down on Matt Ishbia to make it right.
If you're an executive, this shirt is a must-have in your closet.
I was tired of floppy collars and shirts.
I would mute this commercial, but I'm making a cutout right
I
now,
don't have to worry about any of that. I got it shipped in no
so I
time,
can't
and it's
really
from regular
unclick what I'm
The
clicking.
brand is called Collars & Co. They make a regular stretchy golf shirt, but the top has a firm collar.
Any of y'all
I got
interested
really
in this
skinny
stretchy
jeans.
golf
Right
shirt,
into this,
though?
No dry cleaning needed anymore, and I'm free from uncomfortable long sleeves, and the collar stays stiff all day.
Stu says Gambo saying done for today. Really? God dang, how would he know that? I'm not questioning that he does know it. It's just like, why would they already decide, like, we're packing it in? Unless they've talked to every team. And every team is like, yeah, no.
Game is Sunday afternoon on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Angel Reese and the Sky take on the Sparks. It's at 4 o'clock Eastern. Coverage tips from WNBA Countdown. That's at 3:30. And then,
Do you guys want me to try to drop a video tonight? Or do you guys want me to wait till the morning?
Will be July 10th through 20th on ESPN and NBA TV. You can get your tickets today at NBAevents.com. Hey, let's check in with our senior insider, Shams Charania, as the Washington Wizards are on the clock here. Shams, I understand you have some news for us.
Yeah, this pick at number 18 is actually being traded to the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz want a shooter at this position, someone that can help them. They're identifying Walter Clayton Jr. out of Florida at this pick potentially, but that process is still going on. But this number 18th overall pick is going to the Utah Jazz.
Okay, the Washington Wizards pick.
All right, half of it's cut out.
Utah Jazz. Jay,
Take a little break and talk to y'all instead of nothing. The nothing Sundo's giving us right now.
He was recruited by Florida as a football player before they ever thought of him as a basketball player. He wound up going to Iona and playing for Rick Pitino. He's MAC Player of the Year, and after 2 years there, going to the NCAA tournament, transferred to Florida, played his last 2 years there. And averaged
Thumbnail is starting to feel like a little bit of a banger, though.
There, and obviously won a national championship under Todd Golden last year.
39% from three, 39% off the catch and off the dribble, 60% at the rim, and he's got a clutch.
Well, we've used the first round picks that we had, Justin, so I don't even know. I don't even know when our next pick is.
On their road to the national championship.
Yeah, I feel like he really rose in the past couple of months since the NCAA tournament. You mentioned the football prowess, Jay. We have some footage.
Well, just a great athlete, obviously, to be that proficient in two sports. He just wasn't heavily recruited. There he is as a
The Spurs, J Money, which is such a Spurs pick. He's the Spurs style player, and it was a Spurs situation where he fell to them, luckily, right into their Liz app. What up, Dom? 52 and 59, says Dom. It's not terrible. I just don't see why we can't move Grayson or Royce or both of them to get back into this first round. I don't know if it's worth it to do it, but at least one of them.
But playing football put a different type of killer mentality to you that you just, you can't overlook.
Yeah, he wasn't the only Gator to play football. Elijah Martin was a heck of a football player in high school as well.
Headed again to the Utah Jazz. I think if he is the selection, you think about a Jazz team that went 8-25 in clutch time this season, the worst record in the NBA. Someone with that kind of prowess.
Isaac, we don't control Monte Morris. We don't have him.
Because he plays with great pace,
But we have him, if that makes sense.
He's not afraid to get into the bodies of defenders.
Does this make my green screen go crazy?
Also when he's making cuts.
Say what?
Pick is in. Let's send it
We
back
have
to
another trade to announce. as part of a deal to be finalized
The
later,
green can make my
Portland
green screen go crazy.
Trailblazers are trading to the Memphis Grizzlies.
You probably just can't see it.
Cedric Coward, the 11th
Can't see most
That's what
of
I'm
it.
saying.
The Grizzlies are trading to the Trailblazers the draft rights to
Yeah, you can
Jan
see it.
Hansen, the 16th
Gambo
pick.
says that the Suns are done for the day. You can barely see it.
Did you say the Sixers are trading for Jan Hansen?
NBA draft. The Washington Wizards select Walter Clayton Jr. from the University of Florida.
CB, we don't know. We're hoping they'd get back in to the first, you know?
He gets the call, and we get to see it in real time.
Walter Clayton's going to Utah.
He's building up. You can tell he's been waiting to get his name called.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he gets
And Jakob Jonas is dropping, bro.
Seriously.
He's going to perform. He's
What's
gonna
that
get those
about?
minutes. They just traded Jordan Poole. He's going to go in there. He's going to
Maybe you'll see him as 2 Raw.
He's going to produce at a high level.
You know?
NBA ready right now.
This is the confusing
Yeah,
part
maybe
about the Remember,
Brendan was right about that.
being rerouted
And
here,
Clean was
and in
right.
Utah, so the Final Four most outstanding player and his daughter, Leilani, he got buckets in the NCAA tournament. Everybody took notice, Andrea. And to say he averaged 22 points.
We got
in the Big
Mark
Dance,
Williams,
doing
bro.
performance justice. He put up 30 in the Elite Eight
Let's
against
go.
Texas Tech, 34 in the national semifinal against
I'm gonna need him to stay healthy this year, though. Is that a?
It doesn't matter. He's ready to
Is that a
play
deal?
on whatever team that he is going to, and he's efficient in every situation with the ball. in hand.
Zone
Pick
of
the ball, handler, spot up,
AZ Sports Zone tweeted, I forgot Mark Williams trolled the Lakers getting eliminated. He was always a son.
for his teammates in early offense.
Very
So
true.
Lincoln, your point on the NCAA tournament, he had 3 30-point games in the tournament on the way to the national championship. He had 35.
Yeah, cooking. He went to.
He set the single season record for scoring.
He went to the
in
Spurs.
Florida program, and they've had some great pros, especially under Billy Donovan, now under Todd Golden. But with Walter Clayton Jr.
Now the
you're
tweet.
talking
Now
about
everybody's
an elite
clamoring for
shot maker,
CP3 to come back.
a guy that can score on all 3 levels.
When
Right.
somebody was ahead of the curve.
Not big.
Right? $10 dono from Dusty B Sides, aka Cousin Will.
Right into a 3-point shot.
Here's the video. The poor man Siakam.
Shiftiness to get
Who should the
around
Suns
the
seek next in a
basket.
trade?
Creative finisher around the bucket. I think he needs to
Who's the
become,
poor man
he's
Siakam?
improved as a defender, but I think he still needs to become a
I don't
better
know.
defender because he is undersized. So he's got to
Scott says, I'm disgusted. Why are we trading picks away? Well, I agree with you a little bit there. Trading the 2029 first round pick that wasn't yours is a little discouraging. But
Center's a very important position.
I will say this,
The fans of the Utah
that
Jazz,
is
and they should be thinking
the
about
hope is that Mark Williams will have to sign an extension. I mean, not even hope. Like, because he's a restricted free agent, he signs an extension through 2029. I think that's really the kind of belief behind it is you got a long-term guy. So Mark will be here for the foreseeable future. There's no, I mean, they let him walk after this trade. That's a bonehead move. You know what I mean? So
National champion.
you're going to give him that extension. You have another center that you're going to have control over for the next how many years? Because when it's time for his extension up, it'll be something that you can deal with. By that time, Beal's gone. So I mean, the belief is you have 2 long-term bigs on your team for the foreseeable next 4 to 6 years. So that's the belief that you have here.
My daughter for sure. She's been motivating me.
I agree.
Toasty, because he's a really because
deal.
Mark Williams is that damn good.
I don't even think it's not even that he's good. It's the fact that Micic made $8 million and Mark only made $6 million, so you had to make the money work, and you just weren't. Micic didn't even see the court last year, and we were terrible. Didn't even try to make him see the court.
Moment of what's happening right now, but someday she's going to be able to look back to see this footage, see these high fives, and say, "Yeah, I was there the moment that I got." To
Yeah,
see
Gabe's
my dad."
definitely saying
I
the
am
Suns
the
drafted
Gabe.
gigantic beast.
This is incredible for this.
Double gigantic beasts.
And to be drafted, to have your daughter there to see it all.
The Suns just got a whole lot
1.5. That
thicker.
is a last couple of months here for Walter Clayton Jr.
Yeah, it's storybook, and such a great job of chronicling.
Finally got a good picture of
I mean,
Mark Will.
draft is was about realizing a dream of getting to the NBA level.
I can't wait to talk to Tori and Eric about our players and see what they think, or at least watch them.
And Walter Clayton has had a tremendous.
Do you guys want me to pull up Blazers Uprise and see what they said when we
You
made
don't understand
picks?
why we had to catch the 29th? Because that was because the 29th was what got you Mark Williams. So it's not a Micic Mark Williams trade. It's a 29th that Mark Williams trade, and Micic is just there as to make the money match. So it wasn't Micic for Mark Williams. It's the 29th overall pick and the 2029 first round pick for Mark Williams, and Micic is just there to make the money work. So I wouldn't even consider even speaking about Micic. That's why I was confused about what you said.
Athletes make it in any professional sports. So like you're one-on-one. So when you see these emotions, it's like, do you know how many guys out there since the game has went global, right, that are trying to come
Gabe, you should put Mark Williams at the bottom of the screen now.
I know the hard work you had to put in.
He'll definitely be down there. Today's stream was just a placeholder.
You take out Oso when you put him in front of Mark and you put him there, and then you take Richards out and you put.
Yeah, duh. That's definitely what's fitting to happen. I need to get some good. Some good jersey
Mark
swaps
Williams
first.
is better than what they could do at 29. Yes, that's exactly what they're saying. The 29
Absolutely
would be a developmental pick, and also this, like if you think you have to think about it, the Suns didn't get a whole buttload of picks for Kevin Durant like they thought they were going to, so they're kind of in a. Well, we know that they're not in a win-now situation, but Matt Ishbia and Gregory think that they are. And so, yeah, that's the type of move that you make if you think that you're going to be in a win-now situation. It's
another French player drafted tonight.
So yeah, Mark Williams is going to be better than anybody that you're going to get at 29. He's going to contribute ASAP more so than anybody.
Our center position is actually, good now.
Barring health, our center, what Gabe just said, barring health, our center position is solid for the next 4 years.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Mark Williams has injury issues. However, we have his backup right there ready to go. And if he fails, if something, God forbid, happens with him, we've got Oso or Nick Richards. What's up?
I have a bold prediction. If we're seeing some slips right now, right? Like Yakachonis, Jace hasn't been picked yet, Danny Wolf hasn't been picked yet. If those dudes continue to slip, hot take, Suns trade those 2 second-round picks and get one of those guys. They go get a Danny Wolf or Jace Richardson if they slip to the second round. That's
that would
my
be nice.
hot prediction. I'm looking later.
Demon went so early. I thought Demon was going to be available for us.
Your
I didn't
boy
think
from
we'd pick
Arkansas
him.
that you talked about is is 14th on the board.
Okay. Okay. Are you saying we're 14 away? We're not 14 away.
I'm just saying he's 14th on the board right now, and we're at the 20th, which means he's going to be a second rounder projected here. Maybe that's a guy that they consider trying to trade up for. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking at these later players.
You know, another guy I like in the second round is Dink Pate.
Great job, Malika. I forgot you.
It took like 3 classes. It's definitely not. Brooklyn so far.
Besides, see what they do next week. It's not out that Gambo said they're done.
You can see their draft.
They should trade Grayson Royce for picks and get back in. Toasty, we couldn't agree with you more. So, and I mean, that's something that I could see them trying.
I would
to
think
do,
they've already been trying.
Yeah, but according to Gambo, it's not going to work. So.
6'8" wingspan. He's got a low dribble. You heard Gavoni talking about his passing, but he also led his French team in blocks and.
You never know.
So there's a defensive aspect to his game.
I mean, you never know, but I expect him. Here's the deal. I expect Grayson and Royce to be traded for future draft capital, not current draft capital. If I'm being honest with you, that's what I expect.
After the Jimmy Butler trade, they got swept in the first round after making it out of the play-in tournament. You can see here again just a reminder of the Jimmy Butler trade that sent Jimmy to the Golden State Warriors after months of sort of a back and forth over whether or not Jimmy Butler wanted to stay in Miami or would he be his most productive there. He said he needed to find his basketball joy, and it didn't lie in Miami anymore. But after not trading for Kevin Durant, which was sort of
this picture of Brian Gregory clapping and yelling with the draft results on it is diabolical PHNX.
But also this summer.
Well, I mean, it's odd.
Yeah, Dink, D-I-N-K-P-A-T-E.
It says
he's a
this.
pimp.
Suns started the week with Kevin Durant, 29th pick, a 2029 first rounder, and Micic. It ended with Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, 10th overall pick, which turned into Milo Walk, 5 second-round picks, and Mark Williams. I mean, we keep forgetting about those 5 second-round picks. I would literally use the 2 second-round picks to move up and draft somebody, and then I'd use the rest of them to attach to Bealing and just try to move him with those 5 seconds. If you can do that for me, I would say this was a successful offseason. That's just me. It might be wishful thinking with those 5 seconds, or with those 3 seconds, but that's what I'm hoping they end up doing. You use these 2 to move up somewhere in the second round to get a player that you really like, a promising player you can develop, and then you take the rest of those and say, here's these with Bradley Beal. Please take him off our hands.
But another guy I would look at is Rasheer Fleming.
Because if I'm not mistaken, don't you get your draft pick, you don't have control over it, but don't you have one next year too? Isn't that one of those lesser of picks?
Yeah.
In the Durant trade. So you have something coming. So you have something coming next year. You just don't have control over it.
For more on their plans, I want to bring in our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, what more can you tell us about what Miami is looking toward this offseason, and even starting with tonight?
Zona says we're gonna need 10. Here's the deal. Maybe, possibly, but there might be a team out there that would take that. Scott says, I can't believe we traded for 5 seconds instead of a first. This franchise is embarrassing. Well, whenever you have a Kevin Durant who isn't on a contract and can't force his way and basically say, hey, I'm not going to resign with you, Minnesota, even if their trade package was ridiculously awesome, he can go there and say, I'm not going there. And then he can say, I'm only going to Houston or Spurs. And the Spurs pulled out. So then that leaves Houston. And that's what we got. And I don't like it either, but that's just the best you could get in a situation that you were, because you went all in on Kevin Durant. You didn't get him an extension. He had 1 year left. He had leverage with saying, I'm not re-signing with certain teams. And you get what you get. And it sucks. But at least the Suns are trying to make lemonade right now with the lemons that they got themselves. Because I'm not going to say that they were given lemons. They did this to themselves.
I don't see Kuminga moving the needle for them right now.
Yeah, Vision, I feel you on that.
Miami is keeping this pick.
It was reported that we opted out of an extra first for 5 seconds. Well, I mean, what was the extra first and when was it going to be? That's what I also want to know. Because if it's something in the future, maybe they just want something. They want immediate returns now. I don't know. I don't know what their thinking is.
20th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft. The Miami Heat select Kasparis Yakuchonis.
Yakuchonis is going to Miami, bro. This is a 100% Miami pick, bro.
They know how to draft, man.
This is a Pat Riley pick if I've ever seen it. Congratulations to Miami for getting what I think is going to be a beast of a point guard.
Playing basketball when he was 3 years old. He moved to Spain when he was 16, and he played for FC Barcelona from 2022 to 2024. And he says his proudest basketball achievement.
Yeah, I mean, Suns just they did. I guess they just wanted more picks, but I think they just wanted more picks to sort of be able to trade and have trade chips with those picks. So.
Absolutely.
It is what it
Another
is.
Lithuanian lottery pick, the last one, Jonas Valanciunas, who went 5th overall in 2011. And this guy has a
So what do you more
another guard that with positional size.
What do you think was more important?
Good in pick and roll situations. Very skilled.
Drafting with these seconds tomorrow, or possibly moving up, or keeping all 5 and trying to tempt somebody to take Bradley Beal. All 5.
I don't know. I mean, we've only got 2 for this draft.
Right? I know, but you have the 2 for this draft, and then you have the rest that you have. If you can maybe convince a team to take that Bradley Beal wants to go to.
Take that.
Or you said, no, we want the 2 seconds this year so we can have developable players.
Man, I don't know, bro.
But he struggled over the last portion of the season. And
I do not know.
Shots like he did earlier, but his coach Brad Underwood,
it's like 2 more years of Beal.
He's going to be a better NBA player than he was a college player. You saw the pass there between the legs. He's got a really good feel for the game and a really good feel for reading situations.
Yeah, Michael says Beal because free agency looms, and I couldn't agree more. Like, if you were able to get off Beal, like that helps you a lot in free agency.
Dude, it would open everything up. We wouldn't be screwed financially.
You'd be out of you would be out of the apron.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's just as important.
Man, I freaking wanted Yakuchonis. Hate seeing somebody else get him.
Well, you really hate Miami getting him. Because you know for sure they're going to know what to do with him.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero with Nikola Jokic, another international player. This is an awesome pick for the
All right, when Al Yakuchonis is gone, I'm going to bed because that bums me out just a little bit. Just a little bit. I made the pick 21. Well, let's see what they do here. Oh, no, man, they're not. The pick's not in. I thought it was in.
Potential as an NBA player. Absolutely. Led Illinois in points per game and assists per game.
Be calm. $2 dono says I need that. Mark Williams back shot. Smooch, smooch, smooch. All homo.
Gosh, bro.
He's on demon time, and I don't mind it. Is that my girl Megan the Stallion rapping?
Oso might be sacrificing the Beal deal. I'm sorry, but it has to be done. Yeah, I feel like you might be right.
Of course, bro. Of course you would move. Yeah. You would move Oso now that you have 3 bigs in front of him to get rid of Beal. Absolutely.
Malawak is 18 years old, bro.
Wow. 18?
So you have Malawak at 18, 19 years old now on your team that you can develop. Mark Williams at 23, Jalen Green at 23, Ryan Dunn at 22. Like I've mentioned, your core with Booker is now significantly younger. Start to move Royce, move Grey Goose for pieces, and get younger. I absolutely do love this. I do love seeing that.
I'm watching Mark Williams tape right now.
Look, man, I don't know. Maybe they draft one, but the rumors are that, well, it's not really rumors, but fans are clamoring for CP3 just for a year. It'll be fun. I don't know if it'd be helpful, but it would be fun.
Man? Let him retire.
Right. It would be fun.
Ooh, that was a good dunk. Just body bag Walker Kessler.
Yeah, Matt, that is the sucky part. But look, that's the bed the team made, man. You know, that Beal trade's definitely the one that's screwed you and put you over the edge.
Yeah, and what we're doing is just digging ourselves out of this hole.
Yep. There still is a what-if scenario if you don't trade for Beal, you keep CP3, and you don't fire Monty. How good this team would have been the year after taking the Nuggets to 6 games. I'm just going to be honest. There is that conversation to be had. But shout out to Matt Ishby for ruining the team.
Mark Williams, baby. I am in love. Please get healthy, big boy. Please get healthy.
You're just watching highlights, huh?
I mean, I'm looking for a good still shot for the
Would Carter Bryant have made more sense given the Williams trade? Maybe, possibly. But I think
they did it at the same time, so they knew what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. I think since they got Dylan Brooks, they saw, okay, we have a wing this year. We have Ryan Dunn, so we have a young wing this year. If they can't trade Royce and they can't trade Goose, then you got Royce, right? So you got wings, D wings that you trust, right? So I think that's their thinking. I think they knew that the biggest hole of this team the entire time last year was not getting rebounds. There's so many times that we said, why can't we rebound? How many times did we say that, Gabe? The rebounding was so bad last year. Being tough inside was so bad last year. If Code's still in the chat, the biggest issue was rim pressure and rebounds.
And rim protection, too.
And rim protection, and they took care of both those issues. And the draft and getting Mark. So I don't think Carter Bryant would have been cool, but I think their thinking is we have wings on this team. We just got Brooks, we got Royce, we have Dunn. Those are our 3D guys. Let's get it big. Yeah, Toasty, it was all weird. Like, go back. Me and Gabe are like, what's the pick? What's the pick? And then I look to my right and I see someone posting to hear that we got Mark Williams. We're like, we got Mark Williams. We're all hyped about
so
that.
So I did think we were getting a guard or a wing.
So then me and him are like, I guess we're getting Carter Bryant, and we turned and they said Malawak. So it's like, either way, like I said, the team got significantly younger, significantly bigger. Because if you keep Richards, I mean, you got 7-footer, 6'11". You know what I mean?
Without looking, what do you think Mark Williams averaged last year?
Point wise?
Yeah, at 23 years old.
He's about the same as Richards, right? He was a double machine, wasn't he?
I don't know if Richards actually ended up with a double.
Potentially could have been a double machine.
Coulda.
But I'm pretty sure Mark Williams is like a 10 and 9, 11 and 9 guy.
Is that what you think?
Or is it more?
You bozo.
What is it?
15 and 10.
I'll take it. I'll take 15 and 10. 15 and 10. You definitely take that.
You know,
here's the deal. It was so bad last year that I'm thinking, well, I'll take 11 and 9. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take that.
I know. No, he was clearly better than Richards. Clearly better than Nick Richards.
Hey, so I mean, like the best thing, can Richards play 4? Probably not, unless he practices hitting middies or something. That would be cool. It's a mid game maybe, but I think the coolest thing about it is you have options to move Richards, move Oso, move anybody.
Yeah.
How good of a center is Mark compared to all the other centers right now? I mean, he's just as good as any. He's a starting center, which was what we've been missing.
Real starting center.
He's a starting center, which is what we've been missing. I know Yusuf Nurkic out here being a baby, throwing up crazy shots. Not no Mason Plumlee out here just getting by.
Yeah. A real deal Holyfield center. God, I'm so excited, bro. I just can't.
Bobo, I don't think Bobo comes back unless they just want another big dude for length and they decide that, hey, Bobo, you're not center anymore. We're going to play you at the 4-3. And I would actually love that. So I don't think Bobo comes back, but if
he does, and they're just like, yeah, we're just going to be huge.
I just feel like Ott's gonna have to. There's no way Ott can play him at the 5. Like he would have to be a 4, or like some way you play him at the 3 with his skills, with his skill set. Like, you remember that lineup whenever you did have Bobo at the 4 with KD and Richards, and how ridiculous that was.
Yeah.
Now, could you imagine that with Williams? Would you start Malawak over Nick? It depends on the development. But that's the beauty of it. You have options. If he's not good enough, you can let him develop, and you still got Richards and you still got Oso.
Now, the question is this thumbnail going hard? And the answer is yes.
Is it yet?
I think it's going to be a blanger.
I'm keep refreshing X. Nothing's happening.
Let me run to the little girls' room before you abandon us.
Impressive way way to start.
Yep, hurry up. It's not
like
a,
a father telling his kids that he's going to get some cigarettes.
Going out for milk and not come back. All right, hurry up.
All right, be right back.
They have 3 first-rounders left in this draft.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's the only issue is the health, right? Which is why you're concerned.
They've still got a young, retooling, rebuilding team. And so Nets front office led by
Bro, Bowl and Malawak on front court off the bench would go crazy. I know, and that's what I'm like. That's now I'm thinking about like, please, yeah, maybe you do bring him back just for fun. I don't think Dunn is a true 4. He's a tweener. I think with time and development he could play the 4 for sure. He's got enough length. He's a good defender. He's just got to get stronger. He gets stronger. He definitely can. Walking trade exception. They can pay him the Okogie money. There you go. Dunn isn't a true 4, but it's who we have right now. It's true, but you can definitely play him at the 4 if you want to.
There's still a lot of value on the board right now. Certainly a player like Easton Newell we've talked about from Montverde, from Georgia.
We need to trade Green for a point guard or power forward. I don't know if they do that because I think they see Green as a future piece. I was saying in our chat, we put this in the video. I see Green as a break. I think they see Green as a scorer alongside Book, someone who will attack the basket and can attack the basket, and also he's 23. So what if their line of thinking is maybe Booker is the best that he is, and he might be on the trending down, and Green is trending up, and they're probably trying to catch that. That could be something they're doing too. I don't know, but I don't think they're going to trade Green.
In the Southeastern Conference, and he scored 140 second chance.
He's Malawak Mutombo's finger. Nah. Bring CP3 off bench with Beal if he stays. Malawak and Oso lineup would cook. I think if you get CP3, he's going to start, but he won't be playing a whole bunch of minutes.
In the SEC, he plays with a relentless motor on both ends, and he plays above the rim.
I love
Green for Kobe White.
Fans that have come in tonight and are making their picks and their feelings about these picks very, very clear.
They're not boring. So I mean,
a few of them going like this, but no, I just enjoy the authenticity of that in real time. But it feels like the worst place you can be.
Me?
In the NBA.
I'm just pouring more black coffee.
It feels like one way or
I feel you on that.
Okay.
Pick a direction here coming up.
I like my coffee like I like myself. Black.
I think they're picking that side right now, right? I think they're.
No one laugh at that.
In my opinion, of Sam
That's not funny.
And drafting, right, and having a belief in.
All right.
Something.
I'm sick and tired of being known as the light bright, Sundo.
You can't just keep sticking with guys, bringing in vets and things.
I'm ready to.
Sometimes you got to trust your young core, and especially watching.
I'm ready to get my respect.
That gave life and belief and hope to a lot of organizations like the Brooklyn.
To a lot of organizations.
They were able to build and the pieces that they were able to bring in that weren't necessarily.
Thank you, Isaac. Real black.
It sounds like a good time.
Real black man.
On your best available as Brooklyn continues to mold this over.
You know, Easton Newell is still the top guy on my best available list that's still on the board.
Yeah, whatever happened to us taking Ace and Newell?
The only issue with Jason Richardson, a lefty from Michigan State, his father Jason Richardson played.
All right, man. Bedtime. Hopefully we do something, but if not, then watch your video tomorrow.
All right, man.
Peace out.
Later, bro.
Outstanding athlete that can knock down a 3, but there's still some really good players and good athletes available, as Drake Powell in North Carolina.
Slide this back
Renaud, up. Who big guy from Stanford, who's an outstanding rebounder, averaged over 20 points a game.
Whoopsie.
There are a number of different ways that they can go here.
Well, let's see if they agree with you.
Would you just stay, camera? What are we doing?
Let's back to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and see who is heading to Brooklyn.
Here we go. Next pick.
With the 22nd pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Drake Powell from the University of North Carolina.
I don't even remember looking at Drake Powell.
He's actually going to Brooklyn, 6'3", 6'5", 3-and-D wing out of UNC. He's known as an elite defender here on Brea, and he says he models his game after Drew Holiday. Do you see any similarities?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Troy, that's my only issue. That's my only fear, because when he's on the court, Mark Williams is perfect for us and what we need. Like a true 7-footer that plays like a true 7-footer and dominates the game inside the paint. So having him in Malawach is dope. Don't get me wrong, but it's like we really had to give up 2 firsts. I guess that is the price for a big like that, you know? I just hope he can stay healthy. He's 23. I'm going to look at his injury history. And how many games he played. Let's see here. Mark Williams. A lot of Mark Williams across the sports landscape. Okay. What the? Relax. Okay. Okay. So he's played 3 seasons. He's gone up from 9 points to 12.7 to 15.3, 7 rebounds to 9.7 to 10.2. Papa loves that. And in this scenario, I'm Papa because Sundo's gone. I don't think he's ever taken a 3-point shot. He played 43 in his rookie year. He played 19 in his sophomore year and 44 in the most recent year. So just barely over half of the games of the season. That is... Okay, now I need to look up what his injuries are. Like, how serious are they? Oh, not on this one. Pull this down. All right, let's ask Grok.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. So you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. And Gatorade. Is it in you?
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you right here in America.
All right, I asked Grok, how severe have Mark Williams' injuries been while with the Charlotte Hornets? Okay, rookie season, multiple ankle injuries. First was a sprained ankle that only required a few days to recover. He suffered another similar injury shortly after. That happens. Relax, people. Later in the season, he hurt his left ankle again, missing just 1 game, but managing to return for the final 2 games where he posted consecutive double-doubles. These ankle injuries were relatively minor, with short recovery periods, but they disrupted his early integration into the NBA. So that's his rookie year. He also got a thumb injury, dislocated thumb, missed 6 games, needed surgery in the offseason for a torn ligament, indicating more serious issue that could have lingering effects if not properly managed. Despite these injuries, Williams played 43 games, started 17, showed promise. Limited playing time was partly due to injuries and G League assignment, but the thumb surgery was the most severe, requiring off-season intervention. Okay. Sophomore year. Back injury to Mark Williams. Second season was derailed by a low back injury, initially reported as a contusion sustained in November 2023 against the Nets. forced him to miss 63 games with a lower back injury. Played 19. Hornets later described it as a low back injury recovery with no clear diagnosis or surgical intervention reported, but a prolonged absence suggests more complex issue than a simple contusion, possibly a strain or other structural concern. Sounds like a bulging disc to me, but I'm just a massage therapist. Don't take my word for it. Impact. It was the most severe of his career to date, limiting him to 19 appearances. Concerns about his back persisted, with reports suggesting it prevented him from weight room training, potentially affecting his physical development. All right. Third season, a foot injury. Williams suffered a strained tendon in his left foot during an off-season workout in September 2024, forcing him to miss training camp and all 5 preseason games. He was reevaluated after 2 weeks and progressed to discontinuing his walking boot by mid-October. He didn't return until December 3rd, 2024. Missing the first 20 games. It was described as a minor setback initially.
Jazz, the draft rights to Walter Clayton Jr., the 18th pick, and the Jazz are trading to the Wizards the draft rights to Will Riley, the 21st pick. And with the 23rd pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Asa Newell from the University of Georgia.
There goes Asa Newell. It's a pretty good pick for them. Okay, reoccurring foot issues. Throughout the 24-25 season, Williams continued to manage his foot injury, missing additional games as a precautionary measure. Hornets took the long-term approach to his health, occasionally resting him during back-to-backs, indicating ongoing concerns about the durability of his foot. So what was the foot injury? Strained tendon in his left foot. Okay. Failed physical with the Lakers. This is where it gets interesting. In February, a proposed trade with the Lakers was rescinded after Williams failed a physical, with sources citing multiple issues related to his injury history, particularly foot and back. This raised concerns about his long-term health. As the Lakers deemed findings severe enough to cancel the trade, the exact nature of the issue wasn't disclosed, but the incident underscored the cumulative impact of his injuries. Despite the setbacks, Williams played 44 games, averaged 15.3 and 10.2 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.5 blocks, his best statistical output yet. However, his reoccurring foot injuries and failed physical highlighted persistent health concerns. His standout performances, such as a career-high 31 and 13 rebounds on January 25th, I remember that, showed his potential when healthy, but his availability remained a limiting factor. Severity assessment. Ankle injuries, minor to moderate, with quick recoveries, but frequent in his rookie year, indicating early vulnerability. Thumb injury, moderate to severe due to surgical intervention, though it did not affect his second season once it healed. Back injury, severe, as it caused a near season-long absence in 23-24, and raised concerns about his physical development and long-term durability. The lack of clear diagnosis adds uncertainty. Foot injury, moderate to severe. Given its reoccurrence and the cautious management by the Hornets, the failed physical with the Lakers suggests underlying issues that could pose long-term risks. Team and career impact. Blah, blah, blah. Current status. As of his trade to the Phoenix Suns, Williams was reported to be healthy entering the offseason, but his injury history remains a significant concern for his future. His productivity when on the court. Thank you, baby. Yep. Yep. Thank you. His productivity. Blah, blah, blah. Where are we at here? When on the court, averaging double-doubles and contributing defensively suggests high upside, but his inability to stay healthy has limited his impact and raised questions about his long-term reliability. It's a pretty good breakdown. What do you guys think about Mark Williams now? What up, DC?
This pick is actually being traded to the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, Malawak, great pick. I'm starting to get a little bit worried, not going to lie, about the Mark Williams trade. It's like, did we need to give up 2 firsts for a player that is this
24th overall pick, now going to the Sacramento Kings.
Injury riddled? You know?
Thank you so very much for that insight. Again, the Oklahoma City Thunder are flush right now, so it makes
John
sense
Freeman says, sounds like a big gamble like Durant and Beal. Bro, Beal played more games than that last year. Durant plays more games than that. All right, now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to eat some shrimps in a blanket real quick.
As part of a deal to be finalized later, the Atlanta Hawks are trading
Get this
to the
shrimp
Brooklyn
tail
Nets
off.
the draft rights to Drake Powell, the 22nd pick. And with the 24th pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Neek Clifford from Colorado State University.
Imagine being the Thunder, winning the title, and then having 2 really good draft picks to start the next season with. I'm sure they'll have more. This is why the Suns have to start valuing their draft picks.
Going back, applying it, he was told to improve his playmaking, and he did. He went from 2.9 to 4.4 assists a game, and now Neek, who is named after his father's favorite.
He's great being active heated. He's great. It's just, are we going to get lucky and his injury history stay in the past? It's a tough question, man. I don't like betting on that it will.
He averaged 6-7 points at Colorado and wound up averaging 19 and about 10 rebounds per game last season at Colorado State. Good passer, gets some steals and blocks, plays both ends of the floor, but he's one of those guys who's efficient and he knows how to play. He can shoot it off the catcher, the dribble. I still think he can improve his
Nefarious Mac says it took you 8 minutes to read his injury history. Well, he did get sent back to the Lakers. That should tell you, from the Lakers. So the Lakers doctors took a look at him and said, no. No. But that was in exchange for Dalton Connect. Maybe they just felt like it wasn't in the end worthy of Dalton Connect. But was it worth the 29 and a 2029 first?
Averaging nearly a double.
I don't know.
Guard, Andrea, that's impressive.
Well, Jay, you just talked about as well.
I kind of feel like it was an overpay too, Saul.
His 25 career double-doubles came this season. He gets to his spots with ease.
Because if that's apparently it's not our 2029 though.
Colorado State, but he had big-time
But
games
still.
this season against Maryland, against Ole Miss, filling up the stat sheet, not just scoring. 21 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks against Maryland. Is
You know?
an example of how he can impact the game in multiple categories.
And you can see how he improved from Colorado to Colorado State, increasing.
God, I would love that
every
Inferno.
Category. It's one of those bet on yourself. You don't often see someone go from Colorado to a Colorado State.
I don't know if we're going to get that lucky though.
That sort of cross-state.
That's what I was thinking, Chris. But dude,
it did work.
He's 23 years old. I hope we can get more than 2 to 3 years out of him. At least 4 years.
I'm not saying
You know?
they're exactly alike, but sort of that toughness and bringing it on.
Bro, those shrimps in a blanket didn't stand a chance against me.
Great year for Colorado State this last year. One of the best players in the country.
I'm that dude says we should keep Beal.
Sacramento Kings. I can see the trade
Listen, man.
proposed there.
If Beal was on a good deal and isn't breaking our bank, I would keep him as the sixth man. That'd be crazy to have him as a sixth man. But he's bankrupting our franchise. You know? He's bankrupting us right now.
Young nucleus here. Ben Carroll along with Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, but they only played 6 games together in the first round by the Boston Celtics.
Little sushi on the way here.
Going to go all the way, but Orlando played them tough.
Anybody interested in this?
They acquired Desmond Bain from the Grizzlies for Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
You know it looks fire. Stop hating.
Here. It felt like Desmond Bain, KCP was brought in to be that shooter, to be able to space the floor. And for whatever reason, it just didn't pan out. He didn't have one of his best.
So spicy, holy fuck.
Like bringing in Desmond Bain is them saying, no, we're going to try to keep pushing in the chips to build around Paolo right now.
Absolutely.
Woo!
When your rising young star is showing you flashes that he's ready to win now, he's no different than Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama showed the Spurs, hey, I want to win right now. The Spurs start going out and making moves. That's what the Magic are doing. They have been knocking at the door. Think about the first season when they put the world on notice. They took the Cavs to a 7-game series, right?
Awesome.
And then we saw last year, they actually gave the Celtics a run for their money.
Yeah.
You know, they just didn't have a firepower because of the injury.
So, Inferno, a buyout with Beal ain't going to happen. And the reason is we have too many people that we've bought out. So, financially, we're not allowed to buy Beal out for his full contract, which is something he won't accept. He would accept potentially a full buyout, giving him all of his money, but he's not going to take less. So you kind of have to find a trade partner for him. Super unfortunate, but that is the sitch we find ourselves in. One more look at this swoosh. All right.
Play right now, Jay, and make an impact.
Yeah, and what Orlando can really do is defend. Desmond Bain helps open up.
Damn, so good.
They need more shooting.
Yeah.
They need more guys that can make shots. The scoring was a problem last year.
Well, let's see if they're going to add one of those scorers to
It's like 80 different flavors in that.
Back to the podium we go.
And they're all good. Woo, it's hot.
25th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Jace Richardson from Michigan State University.
There he goes. They took a short shooting guard.
In his parents' footsteps here, Jay.
Well, talk about making shots. That's what Jace Richardson can do. He was one of the first freshmen to lead the Big Ten in plus minus since Jaren Jackson.
He is nice, though. Jace Richardson is nice.
Shooting, and he's an attack guard. Left-hander. The only problem is he's undersized as a 2-guard. He's not really a
very undersized.
But he's a good on-ball defender. His scoring instincts are what I think set him apart.
That's a crazy.
Starter,
yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Vision.
Take off for Michigan State and Tom Izzo. He had 29 against Oregon in his first start for the Spartans, and as a starter, he averaged over 16 points, shot 42% from 3. But he's one of 6
Matt,
Big Ten players,
would you rather do that? Because I think they want to keep Jalen. Or would you rather
he shoots over 70% at the rim?
Attach some of these 5 seconds we have to Beal to get rid of him?
Jason Richardson, who played 109 games with the Magic in his career. Of course, Jason was the 5th pick in 2001 after he was an All-American at Michigan State before his 13 seasons in the NBA. And we should mention Mom, too. Jackie played college ball, and Jace credits her, actually, with his IQ and his
shortest arms I've ever seen.
Runs in the family here, Andrea, which is so cool to see.
It is his dad.
The 2025 NBA Draft.
It is his dad. How do we not know this? I'm still holding out hope we get back into this first, but I don't know. We at least need to hear about some trades coming up. Yeah, I don't want to attach all 5, Matt, but like I'd say up to 3. Up to 3. You know? Do you think that's appropriate? Probably. I mean, if you have to, yeah. You know, if you have to give up all 5, but I mean, Flex and them are saying there's a reason why we went after the 2s. We wanted 2s, a bunch of 2s, so we could try to get rid of Beal, allegedly. You know, I don't know why that makes it easier, but probably so we could have a little bit of picks left over instead of 1-1 you attach to him and then you don't have anything left over. The Japanese know their way around the kitchen, okay? Devin says Nets have to take Beal. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be interested in him. I don't know if he would want to go to Brooklyn. You know, this really is a biggest example ever of why nobody should be getting no trade clauses unless they're actually LeBron. You know. Like Kevin Durant couldn't even get a no trade. I don't even know if Kobe Bryant. I think Kobe Bryant had a no trade at one point. But it's just, I think it has to be like a non-starter with the Suns going forward. Never trade for a player again that has that. Never. Never. Unless it's like a Luka Doncic style player and you don't ever plan on trading them anyways. But Beal was never that good. He was good. When we got Beal, he hadn't fallen off yet. So, I don't know. Ryan Kalkbrenner and Adu Thero. I'm kind of sad we won't get a look at those guys. Kalkbrenner would have been dope. Like, if we could have drafted Malawakt like we did, and then went and got Ryan Kalkbrenner and, oh man, or Danny Wolf. Devin, I think he got a no-trade clause because he was with the Wizards. He was one of the best players they've ever had. He was a 30-point-per-game scorer. And it's almost like they had to do what they had to do to keep him. And he was their whole franchise. It's like, why would we not give you a no-trade clause, bro? We don't want you to leave. We never want you. We're scared you're going to leave us. If a no-trade clause is going to keep you here, sure, we don't want to trade you anyways. I just think it was one of those situations. You know? So I think this pick is one of the picks that the Nets got in return for Mikhail.
Is the Brooklyn Nets. So who are you actually bidding against when you go out, when you're Cam Thomas out there? You can go out and you can take that one-year qualifying offer with the Nets and become a free agent next year, or you can compromise on a next contract. So we'll keep an eye on what happens with Cam Thomas when we get.
Yeah, Saul, but remember, it was a win-now championship move that they thought would work. Yeah, definitely, Alex. We'll be live tomorrow, too.
Right now,
no doubt.
The commissioner's almost ready. We've got 10 seconds.
Well, Rasheer Fleming would be next on the board on my best available list.
Let's pick up the commissioner.
With the 26th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Ben Saraf from Ganyoshia, Israel, and the Club in Germany.
Nets fans are loving this one. The 6'6" guard
Ben Saraf.
but was born in Israel. He began his basketball pro career at 16. What does this lefty bring to Brooklyn, John?
Are they showing little Jewish kids from New York? Is that what they're doing here?
Guard is 6'7" in shoes with polished pace, creativity, footwork. He scores prolifically inside the arc, and he has an outstanding feel for the game. Think of an Israeli version of D'Angelo Russell, but with a little bit streakier out.
I don't want no D'Angelo Russell.
For mid-range jumpers and some similar question marks defensively. Now Ben Saraf has some real.
I'm telling you.
There were some. He might end up being a stash pick, but I'm being told that
Sushi is as fiery as it gets. It's so hot.
already this season. This would be their third guard that they've added here in the first round. They drafted Yegor Demin at 8, Nolan Traore at 19, and now Ben Saraf at 26. 3 international guards for the Brooklyn Nets.
Ben Saraf from Germany. He was teammates with Noah Essenge. Both of his parents played professional ball here. And
It is a kosher pick.
Bobby about this trend of Brooklyn bringing in guards. They were still on the clock now here. Back-to-back picks, part of the 5. I've said it
God, I hope not Saul.
because I'm still convincing
I
myself
personally don't want Russ. He's like 3 years away, or like 3 years past being something I would want.
2 down from Rasheer Fleming, but you know Danny Wolf is still available, the big guy from Michigan. Liam McNeely from UConn is still in the green room. From Stanford, the French big guy.
It didn't need wasabi. This was some spicy. This was a spicy roll to the point where wasabi would have been overkill.
As we get toward the end of the first.
I didn't even hit it with soy sauce. I'm kind of regretting it because that would have cooled it down a little bit.
A little bit earlier here, Andrea, but it hasn't panned out that way. We still have a couple of picks left here in the first round, but he's having a conversation.
They didn't draft Bibi Netanyahu.
Can you just take us inside what those conversations look like? I know you've talked to a lot of these young men.
Yeah, I think.
Why is Danny Wolf crying if he hasn't been drafted yet?
We have seen and heard from so many guys that have had success in the league. It's not
Don't worry,
just the
Danny.
name gets called, it's the
We'll get you in here out of Michigan.
That is one of the most important things, but this is a tough moment.
It is a tough moment. And
Oh,
look,
it's some
now
hot,
I'm feeling bad.
hot
Like,
sushi. Woo! I know, Stu, right?
You just didn't get drafted when you wanted to. Also,
Yeah, Bragsy, Mark Williams, and we got the best big in the draft. We got one of the best, most talented bigs in the league when healthy, and the best big in the draft.
Once you get your opportunity, once you get your name called, you remember the teams that passed on you, and you ball out and remind them once you do it.
You make me think of Draymond Green, who's still 4 championships later can name every single team and player that was picked before him in order all the way into the second round. This is something that he has worn as a motivation. Again, there's still a couple of picks left.
Yeah, Jose. It's fine by us.
You have to imagine that once they hear their names called, it flips around a little bit.
Yeah, it's unusual.
Well, Bragsy,
but I mean, I always go back to.
Kaman is 18 years old, and bigs need to develop anyways. So having him behind, having him behind Williams is really good. And with the injury history of Mark Williams, it's like an insurance draft pick, you know? Now our centers, it's like drafting like 2 really good offensive linemen or defensive linemen. It's like you can't go wrong with multiple linemen.
The Atlanta Hawks trade the draft rights to Derek Queen, the 13th pick, to the New Orleans Pelicans for the draft rights to Asa Newell, the 23rd pick, and a 2026 first-round pick.
Wow, they get a first-round pick next year. They wanted Asa Newell that bad.
NBA draft. The Brooklyn Nets select Danny Wolf from the University of Michigan.
There goes Danny Wolf. All right, so he wouldn't have been available at 29. That makes me feel a little bit mo better.
Knowing that Danny Wolf has waited hours tonight to hear his name called, and now you see the mix of with his older brothers, Josh, Sam, Jake, his father, Joe, his mom, Tina, who's actually a Michigan alum as well. He almost walked on at Michigan in 2022 instead of going to Yale first. He played at Yale from 2022 to 2024.
Yeah, Saul. I mean,
Came off the bench as a freshman at Yale.
I just don't like 2-1s.
And we have one thing in common.
I don't like 2-1s. But he is, when healthy, he's absolutely worth 2-1s.
Really a point center, a ball handler and an initiator of offense.
Alex, I think Grayson's trade value is 1-1. So I guess if you're going to say that, you'd have to say Mark Williams is worth 2-1s.
Transferred in to Michigan, like Danny Wilson transfer. He played at Yale and actually played on that Yale team that beat Auburn in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago. But working with Brad Golden, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen in college 2 7-footers run pick and roll with each other, but it was really successful under Dusty May. He had 50
Yeah, but Danny Wolf isn't really a 7-footer. He's 6'10", so let's relax.
Third in the Big Ten, only to Derek Queen and Julian Reese. He averaged close to 2 rebounds a game, 2.5 of them offensive. But
NVC says you got to factor in that we didn't give up a player of value for Williams. 2 firsts makes a lot more sense when you factor that in. Yeah, I mean, I was already. You know, it's just we're not a franchise that has been valuing picks. And we finally got ourselves in a position where we had picks. We gave up 2 of them and then spent a 3rd one all on the same position. I just don't know that I wouldn't have loved to have spread that love around the roster a little bit. You know? But I do love the 2 bigs we got. So it's really hard to be upset. Final boss, Emperor, Baby Boy Roy, Joy's Boy Roy, Sweet Baby Ray's Sauce says, draft grade? Also, who do we want in free agency? Got to see what kind of money we have for free agency. We got to see what our finances look like in free agency.
So happy, so thrilled. What a journey for Danny Wolf. Wow.
And then draft grade, I need to think about it a little bit more. I need to do more research before I can come up with a real draft grade.
Well, Danny, strong contingent here. Lots of emotion from the family. What are you feeling?
The dream come true. I mean, it's really hard to put into words. I've worked so hard to get here, and I've had such a great support system, and this right to work, and I hope Brooklyn knows what they're getting.
I like Danny Wolf.
Support system and your brothers in the feature, but as you see these folks standing right here, what do you say to them?
I'm lucky. They've helped me so much. They've gotten me to where I'm at, and I don't think there's a better support system in the world, and I couldn't be luckier to have better parents.
Tina, you guys are overcome with emotion. What are you thinking?
We're so excited to go to New York. It was what he wanted, and it happened. And hard work, and we have so many thanks to so many people who got him here besides himself, and we are beyond blessed.
What did you see in your son that made this moment come true?
His entire life, he's had a
Imagine
chip on his
Bragsy.
shoulder to be great. And nothing for this kid has come easy. He's a hard worker, and we could not be more proud to be his parents.
You guys, it's been incredible. Danny, I think we heard your brother is at the table still trying to get himself together. Just so much emotion. It's healthy. I'm glad to see you guys letting it out.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, SB, getting Mark Williams, sorry, getting come on is like amazing at 10. Like everybody told us he wasn't going to be there, you know?
From Madrid and last played for Real Madrid.
I do want to acknowledge the emotion we just saw from Danny Wolf and his family. But first, let's get to Hugo Gonzalez from Madrid, Spain here, Jonathan.
Malika, I love this pick for the Boston Celtics. I'm told that they are keeping this pick and they are bringing Hugo Gonzalez over right away. NBA teams love the intensity and frenetic energy that Hugo Gonzalez brings.
Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm just sitting here thinking about our rebuild situation. Like, how do I assess it?
real plays, chasing down blocks and getting in.
Bragsy, we were so excited, we didn't even listen. We didn't even listen. I need to go back and watch it.
The Boston Celtics got one of the biggest deals in the draft here, in my view.
Yeah, you've called him a big-time effort guy. He joined Real Madrid's team at 9
Yeah, me too, Alex. I think we'd be able to get off of Middleton's money sooner, and it's like 20 million less.
So it's been a
21 million less.
I do want to go back to that emotion that we saw from the Wolf family. Perk, you were even getting a little bit misty.
No, something was in my eye.
All right, so this next pick is Phoenix at 29, but obviously it's getting traded to the Hornets. So this is basically the Hornets choosing. Celtics took Hugo Gonzalez, who I never even looked at once, but if they picked him, he's got to be good because they're a smart franchise.
Look at his brother. And that's really what it's about. And his mom, Tina, who was so excited going from these tears to literally leaping for joy in her interview with Monica.
Was he, Matt? That's awesome.
That her son has gone on, and even the journey of tonight, Jay, because again, it is a little bit of a roller coaster sitting in the green room for so long.
We did get the best center in the draft, Chris, at 10, which is tough, man. Tough.
Transfer to Michigan, have the year he had, and then have it culminate by being drafted in the first round. What a nice night for the Wolf family.
The 2025 NBA draft. We'll be right back.
NBA draft.
SB says, we will be better than last year, fixing a lot of weak areas, at least a 6 to 8 seed. I'm not there yet. I don't see us in the playoffs yet until we get a point guard and hopefully another wing. I don't see us there yet. I like, you have to remember how difficult the West is and will be this upcoming season. The West is crazy. And it's okay. It's okay if we don't make the playoffs. It is okay. We didn't make the playoffs this year, and we're all still here, excited, having a good time during the draft. Like, not every year can be a title window year. So I would keep your expectations low for that. But if I'm being completely honest, I think I figured out why we took both of them. So, Matt Ishbia, he doesn't want to rebuild, but you have to take Malawak, which is a rebuilding move, because he's going to need a couple of years. So he says, okay, let's do that, but let's also go get a center for the here and now so that we can compete. That's what he's trying to do. So, like, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that was a having your cake and eat it too moment. We've got our center for now, and we've got our center for tomorrow. You know? Saul says it's pretty bad when the Hornets are our farm team. Yeah, when you're going after dudes like Cody Martin and Caleb Martin and Nick Richards, when that's the best you can get from them, yeah, that's not great. But when it's Mark Williams, that's good stuff. That's the type of player you want to have coming out of a farm team. That's what you want. A 15 and 10 big who's been getting better by a few points per game and a couple of rebounds every season. None of his injuries seem so crazy that, like, none of them are ACLs, none of them are MCLs, none of them are PCLs. He hasn't hurt his, I mean, knock on woodski. No Achilles, none of that. A foot tendon, a foot tendon, a thumb tendon, and back pain, low back pain. Those are all things that can happen when you're in your early 20s and you're not, I mean, you're huge, but you're not quite like perfectly built to handle the workload of an NBA season. Not going to say that he's going to be fully healthy for the Suns. That would be cope and hope, you know? If I think you're trying to say, come on, ends up as Dikembe, would you be happy? Very happy. If you could get a Dikembe Mutombo at number 10, and he, like, Tori told me that he thinks Malawakt will be a top 5 rim protector in the NBA. Top 5 rim protector. Something we needed. His jumper isn't gorgeous, but he shoots okay. You can't even say that about Oso. You can't even say that about, well, you can kind of almost say that about Nick Richards, but.
The Phoenix Suns select Liam McNeely from the University of Connecticut.
Get ready to speak Hornets, McNeely.
Here is his moment. He led UConn in points per game, second in rebounding, and of course he was a part of the Montverde team that went 33-0 alongside Cooper Flagg, Derek Queen, and Asa Newell.
He was on there too?
Yes, he was.
God bless him.
And now he's headed to Charlotte. He grew up playing multiple sports, including flag football, baseball, soccer, track, but he fell in love with basketball when he was just 3 years old. And he's impressive off the court, too. He's a huge mental health advocate, and he comes from a family of hoopers. His mom, you see, 2 uncles, grandpa.
So weird that he has to put a Hornets hat on. Or, sorry, a Suns hat. Give him a Hornets hat, man.
Yes, I mean, that was clearly the most he scored, but what was really impressive...
Get him a Hornets hat.
Against top 25 opponents this year that UConn played, McNeely averaged 21 a game in those games against the best teams.
Don't put Bradley Beal in the graphic.
He's tough.
Don't put Bradley Beal in the graphic. What are we doing?
Pretty well. He's a capable shooter, and he gets fouled.
Matt said at this point, play bowl at the one.
Right play and strives to make the right play. But he can make shots. You know, he's the Big East Freshman of the Year. That gave UConn back-to-back Freshman of the Year. Stephon Castle had it last year, and then went to be Rookie of the Year in the NBA. So talked about his toughness. He will dive on the floor. He throws his body out there. He does not mind mixing it up. He gets to the glass, and he can make tough shots.
Yeah, Saul, it's like a part of the Suns graphic. They're showing Suns greats over the years. You don't need to add Beal into that.
And he's an underrated athlete. He tested really well at the combine, especially with his foot speed.
And the fourth Mount Verde player to be drafted here tonight, Andrea.
Yeah, and going back to Liam McNeely, look at these 4 guys. You have to imagine
maybe that's what it is, Saul.
All be drafted in the first round after going through everything they went through in high school.
Isaac says they were talking bad about his mentality in the Hornets subreddit. Talking bad about the guy they just drafted?
18 and 11 in a loss against
McNeely?
He showed a lot of toughness.
And now Liam is with our Monica McNutt.
Liam, delayed a bit, but not denied. And you're headed to the
Alex, 2
Hornets.
picks.
Our guys were just talking about the opportunity that gives you. How are you feeling?
You know, this is a dream come true. Regardless of the number I'm picked, I was drafted in the NBA, and I really don't have words. I'm trying not to cry right now.
All right, let's go to Mom Ashley, who we talked about in the feature. You put the ball in your son's hands at the age of 3. Along the way, what did you watch him learn to help make tonight come true?
You know, Liam is so committed to winning and to making winning plays, and he's an incredible teammate, and he wants to do the right thing for his team. And so...
Maybe it is, Harriet. Maybe it is.
Speaking of teammates, you now round out the 4 guys from Mount Verde tonight. How special is it to share this night with those guys?
You know, those are my brothers.
It's all good. It's your night.
So proud of them, and the dream come true.
Congratulations, Liam. Congratulations, Mom Ashley.
That's how I'd be crying if I got drafted in the NBA because I know I ain't worth it.
Not when he was waiting
Hopefully that's not why he's crying.
He finally heard his name call. The moment that he started crying.
We wish, Goldface.
And what everyone has accomplished
We wish.
together. I think that speaks volumes, Jay, as to who this young man is.
Yeah, I mean, his mom spoke about him being a great teammate, and that really runs through the players we've talked about, not just the Mount Bird guys, but throughout this.
Yeah, I hear you on that, Matt. We got to get past that second apron, get underneath it. Once we do that, it's going to be like a gorilla taking his foot off of your chest after beating your ass.
This has been the most emotional first round. This is my 23rd draft. There's never been this many tears.
Yeah.
Except when I needed to use the restroom midway through the second round.
The only other one that I thought of, Jay, not that, was 2020. Again, with the same sort of separation people had with not
so different, Christian.
This is a night of
so different.
New freshman record for freshmen selected, 18 now with McNeely being drafted.
And now more than ever, right, these young men are able to see and hear the haters and the doubt, right? So they go on their phone.
I don't think so, that dude. I don't think Brooks can play the 4. I mean, he guards 4s sometimes. He'll guard 5 sometimes. He's a really, really good defender. So he's not like most 3s, but I don't think you want him playing the 4. That's going to be a small 4.
Guys before them, they didn't have this much attention, so they couldn't see the hate. They couldn't hear the hate. And so that's why I think a lot of the emotions, because they're like, yeah, I'm proving y'all wrong. I am getting drafted. And I applaud it.
I remember sitting in the green room when I was doing what Monica does now, and I was watching as a young player who was slipping in the draft. He was looking at his phone, and he was actively scrolling and watching what people were saying about him in that moment. And so it is. There's so many voices that these guys are hearing, and it was so cool to see Liam tune all of that out.
Matt said got a decent interior. I think our interior will be decent once we get a 4. But young players, and if they can't learn after 2 coaches of playing like a team, then the team's aft. 3rd time's a charm. Oh God, well, yeah.
The Cooper Flag draft, because he's the big prize and the #1 overall pick going to Dallas, and I think
we do have some dogs, Christian.
NBA. But so many talented players, like
starting to get some dogs.
What San Antonio did in this draft, getting Dylan Harper, and they got a great player in Harper, at least the potential to be one. But we're going to look back on this draft in 5 years, and we're going to go, why didn't they take this guy higher? This is going to be the same as all the other drafts. There are going to be guys that come from further down than we expected and become all-stars. And you go back to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was drafted 11th, and I don't know how many people were saying MVP.
Yeah, we're gonna like him, Stu. It's weird, but we're gonna like him.
We will get her.
It's gonna feel so wrong.
Shortly, Andrea, we will get yours shortly, and Kendrick Perkins as well. But let's wrap up the night with the 30th pick overall, belonging to the Los Angeles Clippers, and let's go back to Commissioner Silver.
With the 30th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the LA Clippers select Yannick Conan Niederhauser.
Yannick Conan Niederhauser. What a name.
Again, Perk, one of these young men who decided
what
to come in
a name.
You had done, waited all night, and he is the final pick of this first round.
Yeah, and look,
Yannick Conan Niederhauser.
That he gonna cherish forever. You know, man, I am that I can't go back.
Foolville says Suns are now 1 trade away from being a great team. I say we're 1 trade away from being a good team. Great's a little too strong for me. Alex said, damn, Fleming's still on the board. Yeah, there's a lot of good players on the board.
2.3 blocks a game. He led the big
a lot of good players left for round 2. Suns have 2 picks in round 2 tomorrow.
In just a moment, let's first listen to Adam Silver's closing remarks.
That concludes the first round. The second round of the draft will begin tomorrow at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Thank you to all the fans.
Diero's still on the board, Chris Stu.
We very much appreciate
still on the board.
Commissioner. Thank
Wow.
you so very much. Gabe, back to what we were discussing.
Well, you look at the path he took the NBA.
That's the first round. Final thoughts, I guess. You know, it's exciting that we fixed our big situation. Our big situation is done. It's over. 4, it'd be nice to get a 4. How many real 4s are there even in the league, though? Okay, that are worth a damn. Getting 5 figured out was really important. We got our 2 figured out. We got our 5 figured out. We have our 3 figured out. We have 2 clear points we need to focus on. Point guard and, you know, that elusive 4, finding some type of 4. It's a difficult player to find in today's NBA. Okay, Turtles, you're right too. Got to fix the Beal situation. Those are the things the Suns have left on the docket. I'm gonna be working through the night to get some videos ready for probably the morning. I might drop one tonight if I could get it out really quickly, but we'll see what happens with that. You guys let me know. Do you want a video tonight or do you just want it in the morning? We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same Stone Cold place, same Stone Cold channel, same Stone Cold time. And I'll be looking into who we should pick tomorrow, and you guys let us know as well in the comments. Thank you guys for hanging out. It was a hell of a fun draft. I'm gonna probably go watch and see what Tori and Eric had to say on Blazers Uprise about the Suns. Until tomorrow. Suns win! Suns win! I can't believe Kaman Malo got dropped to the 10th pick. We're gonna win 2 back-to-back titles now, and we're going to the Super Bowl, baby.